Great Pyramid is part of an attempt to create a three-dimensional model of the afterlife realm. Not only does the Great Pyramid give us the dimensions of the Earth, but it does so on a scale defined by the Earth itself. The weathering and erosion that I saw on the Sphinx was not compatible with Sahara desert hyper-arid conditions.
Graham, I have questions about.
Absolutely impossible because there's no civilization when you go back to 5,000 to 7,000 BC that can construct the Sphinx.
Who built these things? They were built by the crocodile kings. Now that might be a perfect definition of what the Anunnaki were, because we do see a lot of depictions of them with reptilian features.
What's the snake wisdom? God.
The reason we're
These
here,
people all act so
according to
stupid.
many ancient wisdom traditions, is to restore consciousness to its original pure state. There are higher beings in this universe who are trying to help us do that by providing places on Earth to people with nothing.
No,
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes are waking up to what's
this is
possible.
supposed to be Greg Braden's fucking Tower of Babel. So let's see what happens here. He was going on about Gaia TV.
In August of 2012, a research team helmed by Quentin Atkinson of the University of Auckland, New Zealand, utilized certain algorithmic methods which analyzed phonetics from over 100 ancient and modern-day languages.
Okay, that sounds more like it.
To tracing evolutionary biology by starting at the branches of the family tree and finding the root.
The root.
Their goal was to figure out if all the languages in the world derived from the same area.
Well,
in an interview with NPR,
we know it did.
Quentin explained how they
From
gathered this
Arcadia.
data.
What we use are what are called cognates. These are words
What's up, Nicholas? How
that
you
show
doing?
similar forms that indicate that they're related by a common ancestry. Over 6,000 across 200 meanings, 100 languages. And from that, we can build with our data matrix, we call it. And so if you imagine down the left-hand side of the data matrix, you've got all your languages. And then along the top of the data matrix, you've got all the possible cognates that we've identified. And you fill in that matrix by putting a 0 if that language has doesn't have the cognate, and a 1 if the language does have that cognate. And if you fill that in for all the cognates, you get this sequence of 1s and 0s for each language. And it's a bit like having a sequence of DNA for each language. And that's the data that we then input into our analysis.
Through their research, they pinned down the 8 millennia old origin of the largest global language ever created.
I was watching shut over there, man. I saw BP pop in.
There are two competing theories for where these languages came from. The first theory was put forward by Maria Gimbutas, an archaeologist, and she argued the languages spread out from the Russian steppe region about 5,000 to 6,000 years ago.
This was on. Did you see the conversation I was trying to have with him?
The languages spread much earlier from Anatolia.
I was like, hey there, Jesse. Remember blocking me in 15 for asking you the fucking moon doing a cartwheel?
About the Tower of Babel in the Hebrew Bible.
What up, DK? How you doing?
1 through 9, it states, everyone on earth once spoke the same language. As people migrated east, they settled in the land of Shinar. This possibly new understanding of where the Tower of Babel was located.
Oh, let me show you all something I ain't showed nobody yet.
Research of the Garden of Eden and the understanding of the language according to Sumerian texts.
I'm doing pretty good.
We were able to locate the divine mountain of the Anuna gods along with their Garden of Eden. Thanks
Here's
to
the finished coffee pot.
And Gary Zeitlin from NASA.
It's got the glow-in-the-dark swirlies and the glow-in-the-dark 1748 hertz.
What can be noted in the Sumerian tablets?
And I put 2020 on the back because, like, we survived it.
Enki is very proud of what he's doing. However, he always has to do it in secret. And here something important occurs in the research that I've carried out.
If y'all
In order to be
wanna
able to
see the
secretly teach values, aside from changing
chess
the
set
code,
from yesterday,
which
you gotta go
probably
over to the other
injected
channel.
things that we
I made
cannot
a video.
comprehend nowadays. The gods were using a specific language in Egypt.
I should be dropping
The
yours
Enki
off in the mail.
The language that comes from
The
the skies,
Giraffe, it's complete
the
now
language
too,
which comes from On.
with hers tomorrow.
In my years of research, I understood that the Emma Shah,
There's a percolator, you just set it on the
was
stove
mostly
and
used by
it boils
Sumerian
up through the
priestesses.
stem and into the.
The so-called Emmy Shah contained more particles than the languages used by the male gods. So Enki used the Emma Shah, the matrix language, to encode the ancient languages we find on Earth. I think that Enki had the desire to work for the benefit of the human race, to secretly bring them knowledge. And to be able to do that,
No, he didn't.
Code.
He secretly
So they
brought us
created a linguistic code for
knowing
God.
each other,
And I think that regularly,
and they gave
maybe
us
every generation,
some
they
fucking
had to change the
knowledge
code
to
prevent
make
them
shit
from
for
finding out
them.
about the knowledge.
But
It
that's
is
all they do
interesting
for
to
us.
know,
They
according
give us
to
what they
Anton's
need.
research, the
Us
language
to
that has
have.
been coded into the universe
Fucking
for the
guy.
humans to speak is called the matrix language.
Oh,
In
this
Sumerian,
is
this
great,
means
Braden.
the language that the female life creators, like Tiamat,
He's good for
spoke.
some things, but Greg actually
How has
just
this coded
he needs
language helped us
a
survive
Princess
against
Leia
the
double
wrath
bun
of the
head.
demiurge?
That motherfucker's just
This is a crucial part of my work. I discovered
he's
that
got
all
some good
common
shit.
languages are
His
coded in
brain,
Sumerian.
heart brain math,
For
or
idioms from anywhere we
heart brain
African
institute,
tribes,
or
Native American
and
tribes,
heart brain
all the
math
way to
is
China.
good.
When you get to the
I'm
innermost
giving
part of
his
primitive
language thing a
languages,
chance, and I don't
you
like
always
it
understand
already.
the words in Sumerian. For example, if you take the word tool in the language of an African tribe
Yeah,
and
tool.
you translate it into Sumerian, it will become the thing we use to chop wood.
The thing we used to chop wood.
The idea is a code used in order to be able to communicate secretly with humans. In concrete terms, this idea of coding language and creating new ones with Sumerian syllables, this desire to be able to communicate secretly with the human race, is going to design many different languages on Earth. Old Chinese, the Hopi, many of the ancient idioms we find in Africa and Australia. We can find common roots with ancient German and ancient English. Enki knew for a fact that human beings would not be submissive to the gods on the whole planet. So he gifted them with the ability to make tools, and in my theory, he also wished to code human language so the gods could not understand.
Bullshit. Oh my God. No, he
Anton
split us up
suggests
with
that
language
once the
so
humans
we
had the
didn't
knowledge to
understand each
survive
other.
on Earth, they
Oh my
sought
God.
to build their own future and escape the gods. Could there be an actual builder of this new human settlement?
Oh my God.
In the Hebrew Bible, it suggests that the builder of the
guy
Tower
is a
of Babel
fuck
was the king of Shinar, and his name was Nimrod. What an interesting name for someone who defies the laws of Yahweh to create his own connection to Creator. Could Nimrod have been the representation of the first group of humans who used the knowledge taught by Enki?
Nimrod, interesting character. He was said to have built the Tower of Babel. He went up against God himself, tried to get closer than anybody else had ever done. As a result, God struck down the Tower of Babel.
His
and
name was
as a punishment
Marduk.
to humanity for having attempted this act, confused the
God.
languages
Oh
so that
my
everybody could
God.
understand everybody else. Is
Oh.
there anything more behind this story? Is there something?
Who the hell let these people talk?
The
I
Babylonian
did.
civilization
I turned this
is
off.
focused around Babylon.
I'm
The
about to turn
Babylon
this shit off,
is in
Greg.
Iraq.
You're
They
disappointed.
now see
Highly disappointed.
this area as the centre
This
of
is
reality.
just
The
sad
centre
shit.
of everything.
I'm listening to
This
it.
is the
Fucking
Omphalos,
repuking of
the
absolute
axis mundi, the axis of
insanity.
the earth. That gravitational shift from northern Mesopotamia to southern Mesopotamia is the result of
Gravitational
the
shit.
Babylonians. This is why the ancient city of Erech is in southern Iraq, when all the old accounts say that it was the ancient name for Urfa in southeast Turkey. This is why Nimrod is associated now with Babylon and not with southeast Turkey.
The biblical story of Nimrod and his area of proposed reign happened to be in the same area that a group of ancient astrologers once resided. This group was called the Chaldeans. Could this ancient group have been practicing some of the ancient teachings by Enki?
No, Urfa was the stronghold of Nimrod This was the traditional homeland of the Chaldeans. They were star worshippers. They recorded stars. They had knowledge of comets, knowledge of eclipses and everything like this. They were the scientists of their day. So what Abraham is trying to do is knock down their beliefs, their ideas, their mystery tradition, and install this new idea.
That's not what the cuneiform
So it is possible that what he was trying to do is to essentially kill off the wisdom tradition that had been that of the Chaldeans up to this point, and that Nimrod somehow stepped in, whoever or whatever he represents, trying to prevent this from happening. Unfortunately, according to the legends, God intervenes, saves Abraham, and that's essentially the story. So yes, there is something in there. I do accept that what Abraham was trying to do is, bring in a new era that didn't need our connection with the stars. But what the implications of that is for Judaism or even Christianity, I don't know.
Could this battle between Abraham and Nimrod really be representing a battle between Enki and Enlil for the control of the human race?
Yes, sir.
What the Mesopotamian story tells us that Enki introduced contention into human speech. And our biblical scholars who think that was the basis of the Tower of Babel story. Now, what's interesting though is earlier Enki was said to be the provider of wisdom.
It's the same name and everything.
Wanted humanity to have the knowledge that would undo the gods of the control of the gods. So we have this kind of conflict now in the Mesopotamian story. People who have really studied the Mesopotamian stories, and we're talking very good biblical scholars and Mesopotamian scholars. They're so ambivalent about the ancient figure. They say, yeah, he was said to be this great guy. Sometimes he was identified with the snake in the Garden of Eden, and then he later became identified with Prometheus in the Greek version of the story. Prometheus tries to come down and give humanity a certain knowledge. All of the other gods come in and say, no, you can't do that. And then there are all these repercussions to humanity is dividing them up. The people in the Tower of Babel story were really anarchists who were opposing the archons. And they were saying, the heck with the archons. We're leaving, we're going to establish our own little anarchy, and we're going to move over here and build our own city. And we're going to do things on our own.
And what was it that they were going to do there when? Just 8 miles north of the ancient city of Ahab is another famous site known as Göbekli Tepe. All that is revealed is the top of what could have been a great power source. 95% of the site remains below ground, beyond cover. Could the ancient humans have gathered here to use their knowledge of the universe?
Göbekli Tepe is the oldest stone circle complex in the world. If you can imagine Stonehenge in England and transpose it onto the top of a mountain top in southeast Turkey, and then multiply by at least 3 times, and then cover the stones with beautiful carvings of animals and representations of abstract humans, and give them T-shaped tops. The fact is that Göbekli Tepe is in northern Mesopotamia. This is clearly the cradle of civilization in this area. This is where the Neolithic Revolution began. This is where even the archaeologist Klaus Schmidt at Göbekli Tepe, who discovered the site, suggests that the Anunnaki had their power base. It's clearly that a lot of things started here.
A site only becomes sacred on the foundation of many old temples. Göbekli Tepe is one great example. It's an entire artificial hill. The clue is actually in the name, the original name. It means Hot-Belly Hill, or the Hill of the Navel, in its true context, which to me tells me that it's a name, like so many other navels that we got around the world. It's a place where the rules of physics work in a certain way that allows you communication with other members of the galaxy.
The whole evolution of language in the human Homo sapien sapien brain has been cultivated, manipulated, and managed by technologies that could influence the human brain's development of language. And that when we read about the Tower of Babel being a time when the human population had one language, had one thought system, if it's true that there have been competing geopolitical territorial forces of competing non-humans on this planet, and that there was a time when humans were unified, that would not have been a good step for the competing non-humans. And it could very well be the Tower of Babel story was one of those moments where humans had been homogenized and something did not want that homogeneity in human thought, humans together, humans working as a group. And that from the outside, there was a disruption in what for just a brief moment may have been a unification in thought without war or conflict of human beings.
Unification, a dangerous thing to have if you plan to rule over a people. But could this unification have been an actual power, or just an ancient location where people gathered to exchange knowledge? A location in which they could communicate important information.
Babylon is actually an old Sumerian word that indicated God, which for me, in my understanding of the ancient history, tells me it's the earth. Enki refers to the created God or enabler of the earth. He's usually a sort of an ancient cosmos, where the laws of physics are slightly different, so it allows you to step through a portal into a level of existence. To me, the Tower of Babel essentially represents the levels of attainment of knowledge that gets you to rise slowly ever upwards towards the mind of God. The sun, of course, being the connection or the interchange between the physical and the non-physical. The way that they communicated in the old days is through metaphor, and the more we get into the historical era, the more we mistake the metaphor for reality.
But no metaphors.
In one of the traditions, Enlil just gets really annoyed because of the noise. And that just noise is too much. Let's just get rid of these horrible people. But Enki doesn't want to go that route. Humanity are his creatures, and his project is to bring wisdom and understanding to humanity. And I think there's a beautiful message hidden beneath that symbol.
Some experts like John Kerry believe the story of the Tower of Babel is not just the location that offered a gateway to the gods, but a location that humans created, a frequency that could defy the current reality.
Yeah.
I believe absolutely that the Tower of Babel was a center where humans were being taught divine knowledge, and chief among those secrets was the power of the spoken word, and that they were being taught a language which was forbidden by the leadership of this extraterrestrial intelligence to teach them. Imagine a species that has developed a language that is so potent that it literally uses the laws of harmonic resonance in order to create instantaneous change in their surroundings. That's what they were being taught.
And it's not vocals
of the heart. Looked down and said, "What, you're teaching this invention of ours?
We can enhance it with vocals. We can do things with vocals.
Weapon that we have, which is
but our biggest is our heart.
To create
our
change.
Heart language.
How is that going to turn out?
See, they keep thinking it's vocal.
And this battle between Enki and Enlil that are claimed to have been in charge of the planet may have been the result of why that.
The cuneiform itself tells you
At
straight
some point,
up,
Enlil was very irritated with
a language.
the fact that humans were being taught.
But we all spoke.
The secrets were all considered to be forbidden. Chief among those is the secret of the language that allows you to create change in reality at will. The construction of words using syllables that exhibit frequencies that can literally cause a stone to float in midair.
Well, we can do that too, but we can do it with our
power.
fucking magnets.
Sound causes change in your surroundings because of its natural relationship with the rest of creation. A word is no less valuable in creation than a rock sitting there. They were all created by the same laws. And the fact that you're able to make a sound is something that is a universal present. Let's call it that. It was bestowed upon us by the creator of this entire universe. It's almost as though not only is every single physical object in our reality connected with all of this, but yes, because we're a creation of the same thing, we're able to make these vibrations with our bodies. And in some occult groups, they call them barbarous names of incantations. They have all of these different sacred words that supposedly if you speak, let's say in a ceremony, it will cause a particular kind of change. That's tied into this whole idea of harmonic resonance, and our bodies vibrate to these same frequencies.
1748.
And therefore our words vibrate to the same frequencies. So yeah, it's all tied together in one big, beautiful.
I've tried to give Greg my information too. He ain't never answered.
If the humans were able to control matter by using a language that changed frequency, could Göbekli Tepe have been used to harness this
Like I
frequency?
said, he's worth
I think
some
of Göbekli
things.
Tepe. I think of other monuments that were purposely buried.
I don't think Greg's
Maybe
about
because
to
they
jump
were too
out and give everybody a whole bunch of truth.
maybe because the creatures that built them didn't want us to destroy ourselves with that technology. And maybe those areas, if you go deep enough, have the kind of rock
That's what I have to watch
necessary in order to cause these vibrational frequencies to occur.
Is it possible that Enki tried to unify the ancient humans through knowledge? But in order to survive the wrath of Enlil, humans had to scatter throughout the globe using their coded cognates. Are these the same cognates that Atkinson has been piecing together?
When we look at the ancient descriptions of the Tower of Babel, for me, I look at it as a scientist and physical evidence. But the common thing that weaves them together when we talk about the tower is that it was a warning to humankind of our use of knowledge.
Some experts like Jonathan Young believe our path to returning to unification is an individual journey.
Let me speak to guilt for a moment. That leaving these paradise stories was our fault, leaving the Garden of Eden or the fall of the Tower of Babel, that we had something good that we messed up through our mistakes. This is psychotherapy 101. This is blaming ourselves for something that was larger than we were. To distribute people around in different geographical locations, different languages, speaks to the diversity of humanity. And in a way, it's respectful that there are many different cultures. This is, on an individual level, what is called the polyvocal quality of psychology. We have many energies, desires, agendas, voices, and we're struggling to pull that all together. This is personal work. Collectively, we have many voices in a community or in a nation. After all, there probably isn't just one path to transmission. There are as many as there are speakers, and this is a story of the many. Actually, I think the ancient tradition rests on the fundamental truth, which is each one of us, every minute of every day, are constantly making choices between good and evil. They may be very small choices. In some cases, if you're dealing with a president of a major nation, that person's choices between good and evil may have huge implications for everybody else. So we're all playing the same game. We're all having to make those choices, and those choices add up to the structure of our life.
Could this structure have been coded in our universe and in our language to help us understand our purpose? Reporter Linda Moulton Howe believes that whatever the humans had tapped into at Göbekli Tepe, they knew that they had something powerful. They had to hide it and disappear.
Whoever built Göbekli Tepe, the fact that they buried that very important.
The people that built it didn't bury it, you dumb
these rings of all of these lines of comments, man.
Oh,
something.
Miss Amateur fucking astronomer over here telling us about shit.
Destructive to the whole
See what you get when you listen to Linda Bolton Howell?
potentially destructive to the whole planet. And they didn't want Göbekli Tepe destroyed.
Could certain humans have buried Göbekli Tepe because a bigger catastrophe was about to happen that would wipe out any trace of this knowledge?
Then comes the flood, the cataclysm, wipes everything out, but that knowledge persists through the flood. And after the flood, they are again offering the gifts of civilization to mankind.
Up next, was the flood the next attempt to destroy the knowledge of the gods?
The next? Yeah, maybe. Knowledge of the gods. No, it was to destroy.
With its mighty pharaohs, multiple gods, and magnificent art, it's easy to think that ancient Egypt was always
it's a redheaded, curly chick.
But there were also darker times, conflict, civil war, famine.
She hits me as bad as fucking Claudia's voice. I know who the fuck that
The
bitch
only way it
is.
could survive through its own resilience and the strongest of leadership.
Oh my god.
Now this is the
I am
Sosthenes
such a
III,
bitch.
who ruled Egypt almost 4,000 years ago.
Can't help it. I know who
He's
that
strong
is.
and he's muscular. Everything a pharaoh should be.
I've watched too many
Yet
damn
look, his
documentaries.
faith
And she is not a
His
very good
scowling
documentarist
has been
at all.
interpreted to suggest his harsh rule and his large ears, his ability to hear any plot.
Because she's got that voice, of course.
Sesostris embodies the way
Makes
Egypt's monarchs ruled.
Sound like
during
you know
its
what the fuck
turbulent
you're talking
times.
about.
This king
Goddamn PBS.
controlled his enemies through a series of military fortresses and through magical curses. But this is a new era in Egypt's history, not only ruled by military power, but by fear and suspicion. And Egypt's darkest times threatened to destroy its entire civilization.
Did it. When the Anunnaki was coming in, we started killing them. And they
I've already explored how Egypt's ancient
took our
culture
shit
began
back for a minute.
thousands of years earlier. Blessed by the River Nile and a rich natural environment,
That's what I'm reading
and a
about.
society
Now,
united by a
there's a
complex
big old
ideology.
We got a lot of details in it. Color changing.
But in this episode, we'll see how the massive self-confidence of the Pyramid Age was not to last. As a dark age brought this civilization to the brink of annihilation. Make no mistake, it is the home of the dead, and we're in amongst them. These were times of famine, civil war, and things have been reduced to something on a minuscule level. But this collapse triggered one of the greatest revivals of ancient times. With Egypt re-emerging more powerful and wealthy than ever before. Welcome to my story of ancient Egypt.
Took over. Started building around us to hide us from ourselves. It wasn't until we became.
Saqqara, where
These
Egypt's great
people act like
pyramid
they
age
didn't
began.
write anything in the cuneiform.
But among its glories, there's also evidence of a far less well-known side to
They told
Egypt's
us what
story.
happened. I can tell you what happened. I can read it on the walls to you, like a little school
Its
book.
descent into a dark age. The zenith of Egypt's old kingdom was the Great Pyramid at Giza, and only 200 years later, King Unas Causeway was created. It might not look much today, but it's the highlight of Unas Pyramid Complex.
How dare this woman ignore my Dingle Cobra?
Which symbolically connected life and death.
Doesn't she know it's good for her? I've tried to give it to her so many times. But I don't want the Dingle
All the
Cobra.
way up onto the high desert plateau,
Woman,
right to the foot as a career.
Need my English over.
But it would have been used by his funeral profession, but it would also have grown at that license for.
Just try to do your favor. She don't want to hear it.
The narrow solution rule once allowed enough license. But the extraordinary thing is that this
Oh, I'm giving myself a cramp.
so
Damn it, I've laughed way too much today.
Funeral procession.
Oh. Get.
Carved upon its walls are scenes revealing both sides of life. The forces of order and of chaos.
Fucking tired.
It first portrays an idealized version of Egypt, a time of plenty.
Ow.
Here we can see typical scenes within an
I'm not
Egyptian
kidding either.
temple
Look,
or
I'm sure
funerary
my ribs
context.
look
Scenes
fucked
of
up.
the rich bounty
Oh
of
my
Egypt,
God.
all the fruit, vegetables, and crops, the meat, fish.
I almost grabbed that hot
wealth,
jar with my
the
hand.
natural environment
That would
of
have
Egypt,
hurt.
which was all obvious.
Anyway, there's
Brought
that.
to the land through the good offices of the king, the bringer of all bounty, the intermediary with the gods. But also this causeway contained
Try not to laugh too much.
rather more disturbing evidence
It's
that dark
hazardous
forces would have
to one's health.
Further on down the causeway emerged a
I've had a
counterpart
pretty
image,
good day. How y'all doing?
the flip side of bounty. An image so unusual, it's now displayed in Saqqara's museum. And it really is one of ancient Egypt's most haunting and revealing works of art.
Revealing works of art.
Here we see these dark forces at work.
Oh my
What we
God.
have are two
What
rows
am I
of
watching? This
emaciated
is not Great
victims of
Britain
famine.
anymore, I have a feeling. Why did the Egyptians stop
These poor
building
people, they're
pyramids?
weak with hunger, they're falling down, they're suffering.
See, I knew it. She was distracting me from something important. What the fuck is going on here in Colorado? Seriously, what the? Come on now. In Oklahoma's, I'm surrounded. Hang on. Let me zoom in on this a moment. See? You know what that is? That's fucking Trinidad's volcano. Where we at? Yep. Oh my God. Right there. Bam. Right there at Trinidad and Raton. That's right below me. That's one that's going to give me probably about 8 inches of volcanic ash once it goes off. And I've done the math. It just gave off a 3.3, which I've seen bigger come out of it. Did you see that? I saw. It's a vent, actually, for Long Valley. You know, like big calderas have vents. Guess what? Trinidad volcano is, and most of the Sierras up there, they're all vents for a caldera called Long Valley. And we just had a 3.3, right? So I'm gonna click over to this channel. Oh, Jesus! Yep. Excuse me. I'm. I may have to go clean some shit out of my pants. Yeah, no, really, that's some normal shit right there. Let me tell you how normal that shit is. That's the cat goddess trying to come through. Look at her. I recognize her. I can tell who we're looking at. Hang on, baby. Oh my God! I knew it. Look. Oh my God. That is fucking beautiful. Okay, I'm posting this because it looks angry. It looks, and it doesn't look it like the cat got it. But it's funny as hell the way it come in, and I mean, okay, this particular shot is you could write a book on it, okay, but just the it looks like an angry seal. Or maybe an angry catfish. I'm not sure. So I'm going to just paste it up here on my research page. Titled, I could write a book with just this one picture. No, sure I could. I can't. Alrighty. So, okay, now that I've looked here and was amazed, I'm not, I mean, it's nothing new. If you're looking at Iswal, you can see, I'm sure you're going to find oh, Jesus! Find the cut, the Y cut image I just posted up real easy like. It's a 225731. So I just pulled up the magnetopause. And let's see, 2357. Get the corresponding one on here. 31. Oh, boy, that sure is pretty. I would like polarity map. Oh, well, that's exciting too. That's probably the most normal thing I've seen all week, right there. It's been doing this all week. I know that, but I'm just trying to capture the whole moment here. 2350, 31, 1226. Wind speed has been up and still up over 1200 for we just got hit 15. But if you notice all these arrows, see, we're affecting this coming in. Where in the hell is John with his all-seeing eye? So, what's hitting us from the front? I haven't heard no lately seeing me. I'm just trying to confirm. It's probably not what's going on. One birthday down, one to go, huh? Your daughter's was today. That's right. Joe's is tomorrow. Very exciting birthday. Turning 3. Because look at the charge during this and what event coming out, and right after that big blast, all of a sudden it's fucking negative flipped all over. I'm telling you, that shit's coming on. Shows. coming from this fucking big ass fucking knot right here, 30 Earth radiuses. So 30 Earth away from us, about half lunar distance, is a big fucking object. I keep telling you, you need to go outside at night and look at this shit because it's fucking big. I know some of you've gone out and seen it and look. See, all you gotta do is look. You fucking go look, you see the fuck. Some of them, sometimes, depending on what time of night, sometimes there's just a little moon out there. And sometimes you can see this huge fucking planet out there. Which one's which? Right at the moment, I'm not sure. I don't have any way to really correlate what I'm seeing in my sky exactly like that. I can tell you, I see objects behind us. I can tell you about where they are on ISWA, and I can tell you where to find them in your sky, but which one they are, fuck if I know. They're big though. The fuck does it matter which one it is? It's there, it's huge. And there's a few that we keep pointing out. And they're at certain times and throughout all the night, you're going to see some shit that they're not talking about on your dark side. Keep suggesting go watch your moon and then turn around while you're watching your moon and be all like looking around at your north. And especially y'all up in the north of me. You should get a better view than me. All the way down here in Colorado with the volcano. Don't worry about me though. I keep saying that too. Don't worry about me because I've got respirators, gas masks, filters, and I ain't talking about no COVID masks. Although I got really nice COVID masks. I mean, mine are fucking satin lined and shit, double. I mean, they probably actually would protect you from some shit, but they're hard to breathe through. So I never really wear it. But anyway, hope y'all ready. It's gonna be a fun ride. Look, gonna fall asleep. Cool cat. How you doing? You have a good sleep. I will most likely be here when you get up. Probably just about to shut down because I've got to make us dinner. And I've got a couple more jars to make. I've got 4 at least big chess pieces to make. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, it's been a fun time working. Ow. I don't think I had enough coffee yet. More asteroids incoming. Well, that, my friend, not a surprise to me. They expect more, right? Next time they come, expect more. They're going to keep coming. People will tell you, "Oh no, it's normal. Rocks are falling from the sky all the time." Like, well, actually, not. But okay. What's up, jelly fingers? I really like that picture. Analyze that. It says, and look at the big one below it. At seeing it, or on the right, the Y cut at 0131. That's got to go in there too. I said, see the IMF 25 bottom and top two objects with the larger one at 50. Both pics show these objects. Keep telling you, go outside at night and look for. They will be massive shadows in the night sky, not some fucking distant bright star. Keep having people come back at me being like, man, I saw this bright ass star. I'm like, you're looking in the wrongest spot. Because if you're looking at what I'm looking at, you ain't going to see no stars, and that's going to be your first clue. Because I was like, what the fuck? Why is my sky so dark? And I got to looking, and I was like, oh, Jesus. Wait a minute. I done. There they are. So that's the magnets we're pushing again. What a series of pictures this is from 2329 on. The push is getting so strong, you're able to tell. ISWA is able to tell 1, 2, 3 completely different objects in one picture. One picture. One picture. Including us, so I guess that would be 4 different objects in the plasmatic interaction between them. That's their closed field lines, not Mother Earth's. She's feeding them plasma, though. Look at that double split right there in the roping at 2349. I mean, that's what catalyzed this whole thing. Her filling up her sails from behind and pushing that shit back to them other planets, and they're blowing out. They're pushing back. And even the one on the bottom over here, we are so surrounded. Look, bing, 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 bing. We are so surrounded. There ain't no wonder we got Cherenkov fucking radiation coming out our fucking ears. And if mom wasn't double roping, feeding that voltage back in those long ass arrows, we would be fried. A long time ago. She is really, 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 really good at being a planet. That much I can tell you. She's very impressive. Look at the look at, look at her working. Her shit. She is an intelligent magnet. And you can tell she is just splitting poles and fucking rolling with it, feeding back and doing shit that I've never seen an electron magnet do. She acts like 2 or 3 different electric components at the same time. You may notice a ringing and lack of shooting frequency here. It's okay though. It's all normal. Don't worry. Tiamat is pissed. It'll get over it. You're just gonna go away. And the gravity well, that's gonna fall off too. We'll be good. Oh shit. I don't know what the fuck's up with him, Paul. He fell off the edge the last couple of days. People been like, look at it, look. And I go look, and I'm like, oh fuck, this motherfucker. He got the hologram moon. So I typed in there. I said, "You're fucktard, man. Come on, dude." You actually said the moon's a hologram, Bobby. And then he made a movie about me. What a shill I am. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. I've learned so much about myself. And the world around me. Oh my God. Tiamat's under the bird bath in your garden. Did you bury that shit? Oh my God. What? You tell me he made another one? Let's investigate. What's he got? What you got? Don't, man, I've already had some pretty bad cramps today. From laughing. Clue 46, it's a fake moon. Yeah. I see the 9-day countdown truth thing, and I flashed it over here, and I've seen people doing this to the moon, talking about the moon is just a hologram of Earth or some shit. And nothing he's showing lines up like he thinks it does or something. I don't know. He's lost his fucking mind, man. He's gone on the flat Earth thing. I've seen all of these arguments. So just watching the flicky, I don't even have to look at what he's talking about and give him credit for a view. This new one though, I can't see what he's saying. It's 10 minutes long. Are you sure it's worth the listen? Yeah, his overlays, I can see that on his thumbnails. Just fucking, I'm all looking, I'm like, I've seen that. I've seen that on somebody's flat earth thing. They were talking about the moon. Trying to overlay the craters with something on Earth. And it's like, man, are you kidding me? That doesn't even look close to the thing. The one is a long gash, and the other one is two big fucking black circle things. And I'm all like, that's not even close, dude. You can't stretch that away. Go to 10 in. Well, it's only 9 minutes long, so I guess it's worth about that then. Okay. we've already done that. Paul. So if you tell me to go into 10 in, it's only 9 minutes and 48 seconds long. So we covered it. We're good. I went to 10 and it was over. I didn't have to listen to any of it. Like, holy great. Best video I've ever seen. Oh, now you got me going to 6:39. What is he talking about me again? He tell people that I blow sucky chest. I don't care. 6:39. He's saying it's a fake moon. He said it was a hologram moon the other day. But we'll go to 6:39. Oh my God! Fuck!
That is real life. I took the picture myself. December 3rd, 8:45 p.m. looking 94 degrees east.
Goodness,
that is the same picture, 94 degrees east, December 22nd at, I don't know, 3:45, 3:40, 3:45 in the afternoon. I'll show you the details, or you already saw them anyway. But anyway.
It's a 3/4 moon and a half moon.
Now let me blow this up a little bit and rework the picture. You can see it like this. Now let me get in close and a little tighter. Hold on. I'm going to make this smaller. Make it smaller. Dormez-vous. Dormez-vous. Okay. There you go. See, now here we are. That's today. All right. That's the way it works. So we're going to go like this. Let's see. You see that right there? You see there's a dark spot right there.
Where? What? You didn't point at that part.
Right there in the middle screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that spot, that dark spot, I'm going to localize it and put this right here where it belongs. And watch, the phone snaps into position for me.
It's not a match anyways.
What do you see that?
What? You enlarged
the surrounding shapes.
Why
you can see the color contrasted shape. The balls over the top of the fake moon, like in an arc. You see them there, and then you can see them there. You see them there, and you see them there. You see them there, you see them there. You see them there. See the
I'm trying to see. You're making my head hurt.
Pac-Man shit going on.
You're making my head hurt.
Bullshit. That's what I just took a picture of. That's December 3rd, 2020. That's December 3rd, full moon. I took the picture. That's December 22nd, full, not a full moon, fake moon. Sorry. Fake moon. Now, I had a guy come in. One guy showed up and said, I'm not proving anything, and got really vulgar. I threw his fucking faggot ass right on out of there. Bitch. How'd that feel? You got thrown right out of there. That felt good to hit the button and discharge your trash.
I said, he keeps saying he discharges me. Well, how is he discharging me if he keeps seeing me? I told him he wasn't proving anything with a poor quality grainy photo that isn't lining up. Maybe it wasn't me. Maybe. All right. Conceivably, it could be a lot of other people coming to him with the same shit because it's real. It's like, are you kidding me?
It's you're retarded. Retarded, just like that. And you know what? This is the reality. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that?
I am. I'm still not sure what you're trying.
Egg in that picture too. There's the egg in that picture. There's the egg. There's the egg. There's the egg. Look.
Nothing's
the light covers up the black
and you got
it's like a little beacon in there. Bong, 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 bong. They're an exact match, folks.
It's a cloud, and that's not an exact match. It goes that way, not this way. What the fuck? He's on crack. Okay, so I don't, Paul. Okay, so this is what he's done. I know you told me. It hurt though. You warned me, and it still hurted. Oh my God, man. He's got a picture of the moon blown up with clouds over it. And one of them's a darker cloud than the other. It kind of goes this way in a rectangular, not a rectangle, but a rectangular shape overall. It is kind of uneven. It's a cloud over the moon. So he takes a picture of the moon, I guess later, something, and tries to overlay it over the shadow of this fucking cloud. And the moon's at the wrong angle. He's still got it the wrong, and you can see when he flashes over this thing, he's like, see the egg shape? I'm like, dude, that's two different fucking clouds you're trying to lay over one moon with, and it's not matching either. And he's just got it flashing like this in the video with that fucking music going, and it literally gave me a headache. I'm like, how do people watch shit like that more than once? If somebody if Ken McAllister did, or McClellan, Ken McClellan come out with some shit like that, I'd unsub that motherfucker just as fast as I would anybody else. It come out with some shit like that. But I mean, he never would. I'm just saying, how can people watch that kind of shit? It literally caused me pain across my fucking head. I was trying to understand and then when I finally understood what he was trying to do, I was like, it doesn't even work. It doesn't even lay over at all, does it, Paul? It doesn't even look close to what that cloud looks like. And I'm like, wow, this guy's, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder, honestly. I'm going to leave that alone. But I'm wondering if Bobby ain't lost his fucking mind. I think he's fine. I don't know what. I don't. Anyway. Wow. Oh. Yeah, it gets worse and worse, doesn't it? You're right. I was like, holy shit, you're fucking kidding me. What's up, Pauliana? How you doing? Yeah, it's a fake moon. It's a fake moon. Fake sun. Fake sun. He said fake sun in one of them. He was talking about the Earth don't spin. That was a couple of videos ago. I said I don't want to watch anymore. Bobby's getting weird. And you come over saying he's fucking killing himself over there, and I had to go look. He did. He killed me. He gave me. There's a hologram. I'm like, well, okay. It's not, but for this argument's sake, let's say it is. It has been forever since, well, see, we can't talk about when the originals or aboriginals across the globe and in the writings, stone talk about the day they drug it here, or the cuneiform talk about it the day they drug it here. Hi, Lord. We can't talk about it because the moon is a hologram. So let's take it from after they caused floods and stuff with it, and locked us into the void. The magnetic void made the full circuit in the fucking. So let's take it after that, because now the moon's a hologram. All right. Why did they start the moon flipping 10 years ago? The hologram, I'm sorry. Why did they start flipping the hologram? In all of human history, why did they do that? And what mechanism is making the hologram machine do a fucking cartwheel that it shouldn't? You know, I've got quite a few questions about that hologram moon myself. If we could ignore the fact that it's not. See, that keeps getting in my way. I know that's yeah. You have good questions too, don't you? All of you do. Fucking kidding. We could probably write a book of questions just dealing with, okay, if we forgot the fact that, you know, it's a real fucking object up there, it's a ball with a fucking light on it. How about this? How about, and we could write a whole book about just the hologram moon. I know the answers would hurt because they'd have to go around any kind of fucking sensibility to answer. I've seen flat Earth theories. Bobby's a flat earther. He's a fucking fucktard. Don't burn me, Bobby. I don't give flat tards time of day. But it just hit me. For real. Bobby's a fucking, he jumped on the flat earth bandwagon. It does that. I have no idea. I have no idea. Always had a good day. It's a beautiful day here. And it's almost over. It's 6 o'clock. I should write a book. I don't write, Joey. I just, you know, I could talk to you all day long. I've, you know, spoken many a word. Somebody could write a book. It doesn't have to be you know, self-written biography. I've given a couple of biographies on my page over too, as a matter of fact. And I've said all this is public. So if someone wants to write a book, have fun. Take raw with you. Show everybody my Dingley Cobra, if you must. I just had somebody in last night talk, nameless, of course. There's just a couple of us in here. Should remain. But something I'm always saying, you know, look, I've shared my videos 100 times a day on different people's web pages, from BP Earthwatch, who blocked me in 15 for asking about the Carpet Moon, to almost anybody else you can imagine each and every day, Trump and everybody else with my Dingley Cobra. And if you have anybody in mind that you think might be able to use information to change the world, feel free to please fucking copy and paste because I can't give it to everybody. I got somebody in here telling me about somebody, and I'm like, well, well, here's the name. You can go look it up and do it. I'm like, you're already talking to the person, like talking to the person, interacting with the person, purchasing things from the person, and then talking and speaking with the person, which I have probably already tried to contact and has not spoken with me or given me a fucking part of fucking attention to the fucking Dinkley Cobra. Maybe it would be better for you to do so. Oh, fine, I'm leaving. Suck my fucking Dingley Cobra is all I got for you. If you can't fucking seriously. As I'm sitting here on this channel trying to work, ladies over here pulling that shit. So if you guys know anybody that might need some information, please share it with them. Come to me and share it with them. You know these people. Then sometime today, pretty close to the same thing happened. Yeah, I heard of them. But I'm sure that person probably went and sent them a couple of copies. I know I did. I find it hard to get anybody to respond to me. Ladies, though, tend to get responded to more than not. When you're just looking at them eyes, CH. One or two, maybe. No, I mean, every time I see that some chick, it brings out this desire to say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" Oh boy, yep. It's subliminal, covering their mouth. It hits the guy in the fucking right in their heart. I'm such an asshole. But it's true. Late. It's subliminal. I keep telling y'all, men are picked. Some people believe me, some people don't. But but yeah, talk you into it. Yeah, yep, that motherfucker's a pig. Oh shit. All right, so tonight we're making big. Got my big rod ready. We'll make 4 of them. Two more jars. Right now, we're going to go do some cooking with Catherine. It's because she knows it's true, CH. She knows what's going through your head. And she's offended. Pollyanna says she's gonna stop a magnet. All right. And cooking we go. Oh, what the hell's going on up here? Nothing.
I said everything.
Nothing at all?
I said everything.
What the hell is that? Oh my god. An evil little soul sucking dog. Look at him. Look at him. Ah! I'm gonna get him, Chico. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna spank his butt. I'm gonna get him. He's mean. Very protective of the baby. He tried to eat my hand. See you, Chico. Oh, Patch. It's all she did, just lay there and bark. Oh, man. Chico just to eat me. What is this? Oh. What happened to the bowl? Oh, it broke. I did. I didn't do that. Little baby. Little baby. Teeny. He's just little. Little baby. Got dirt on his lip. Been eating candy canes. Brown ones. Not a candy cane kid. Chico, leave around candy cane. You got it on your dirt on your boy. Got patches. You don't get it. You're on a diet still. Don't you know how to make spaghetti yet, Mr. Homek? No. You should try figuring it out. You'd be less hungry when you grow up. What I tell you about eating dinner? So you gotta wash your face before you eat dinner around here. We're gonna get that dirt off your lip, boy. Do what? Oh, hey, put on your shoes real quick. Yeah. Today sometime. Come on, man. I'm cooking dinner. Yeah. Immediately, if not sooner. Or I'm going to make white sauce spaghetti. I know you hate it, unless it's got shrimp in it. We don't have shrimp. All we got is smoky lynch sausage. I need the water. Yeah, it will. Lock him in the basement, Patches. I'm going to give Patches your skitties. Huh? I don't care. She can get fat on your spaghetti. What? She can get fat on your spaghetti. I don't care. And then she don't worry, Patches. You can have his. And then you can have it all. And then she shits on the pillow with spaghetti shit. You're gonna shit spaghetti shit all over my pillow. Just because you gave it to her. What do you think? How she thinks it's a gift. Who's gonna look? Gonna hug her. Oh, Cheetos. Here you go. Here you go. I think you wanted to eat. I think you wanted to eat. Patches is feeling uncomfortable. All right. Self-limiting for emotion. Go do as I asked you to do. Thank you, sir. Patty! Come here. Where's your good girl? Sit. 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 You don't even know sit. You don't even know sit. You sit. Patches is the girl. She sat. Chico just wagging his tail. Oh, oh shit! Look out, Chico! You're getting hot. Patches like, where the fuck did you come from? God, boy. Here's a brush. Stop right now. No. Take him out. No. I'll need to be hearing that dog barking. Thank you for turning on the water. Sam, go turn it off. Okay. I'm gonna hug the Patches down. Multiple times. Please don't. Damn dog barks too much. No. No, she gets this from the daddy. She barks just enough? Is that what you're saying? There's something wrong with that dog. She is broken. I heard. The medical professional said that she is broken. I'm going to have to go with a professional opinion on that. She got an abscess in her neck one time playing around. Chico bit her, caused a vein to pop. Had to take her to the vet. He cut her open. She just sat there and looked at him. I was giving her love and shit. He just looked at me and says, "You know, that's a dangerous dog right there." He says, "It seems that she's broken." You broke your dog. And I gave her too much love. He did though. He says, "You know, you're not supposed to have that as a house pet, right?" Like, yeah, we know. But yeah, afterwards, when we lived in Leadville. Afterwards, he'd see us out on town and shit, and he'd laugh. He'd be all like, "Oh, there's those crazy fuckers with that dog." But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Miss Patches, she's broken. Good night, Paul. She's technically now, she does bark and whine all the time. So at least she's got that right, according to Elvis, anyway. It's hound dog knowledge. But generally, when you're driving around way out in the motherfucking country and you see the house and then 500 yards way out there in a fenced in area, you got a dog house, that's usually where hound dogs like her live. She's normal. She is. Very normal. Am I killing eggs? No. Why? What are you doing? You're making me suspicious over here.
Butt rubs.
Kill eggs.
Butt rubs. Butt rubs.
Get him, Chico. He's the boss. What the hell? What? You right here. Right here, right now. Sit. Have a seat. Have a seat. Sit. 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 Have a seat. Oh, she's so good. Where'd you be? What you doing? Where? Oh, what'd you do? What'd you do? You gonna go get somebody? Oh, you want drippings? She went over there and smacked her fucking food bowl. Said, "I want your drippings." Dogs are family too. That's a good thing about that. Look at this guy. He's like, you're gonna drop stuff for me, right? He knows it's dinner time. She knows it's dinner time. But look at this one. She's on a diet. On a diet. Look at her. She's big. She got big belly. She got big belly. She got big belly. Her belly's big. She's telling me all about it. That is your fault. I'm fat. Didn't you just throw your dish all over the floor? No, I don't have anything against it. Oh, you didn't. You just made it jingle. Just made it jingle a little bit. Never. No, we're gonna lock Chico upstairs with it. Damn it. Sure as hell not gonna fill the bowl full of dog food with it because she'll eat all the dog food and then get fat. Fat! Like a cow dog. We'll let it soak in a little bit over here. Never gonna have it again. Just Chico. Just Chico. You'll get yourself, Chico. Chico, I swear to God, that's probably the only bit you're gonna get. You better fucking chase him down before she's done with that bowl. Don't choke, Chico. Well, he's over here acting like a cat again. He's sniffing each one. Like, oh, that one's not good enough. You're a shitball, Chico. I flipped you a bunch of gravy. I'm like, hey. Like, that one doesn't have enough gravy on it. Fucking Chico. What are you doing? Is that good stuff, Miss Passage? Are you saving Chico any gravy? No. I didn't think so. Yeah, you coming back for round 2, Chico. He's all like, yeah, I better get over here and get what I can. He tried to go over there with her again, and she just looked at him like, yeah, how can I help you? She doesn't share very. Yeah, she's very vocal. Very, very vocal. No, I've never dealt with too many skin problems. The only one I had to deal with was I had a mostly timber wolf breed, and he reacted poorly to a vaccine, and his tail went bald. His hair grew back eventually, but that sucked. But yeah, he had it like a stick tail. After that, he had a bushy tail, like a wolf fucking tail, and he lost the fucking hair on his tail, and right like acutely close to his tail on his back. They're right on his ass. Yeah, he even got some tonight, young lady. I think he got it all. That boiling water. That boiling water, Chico. You don't want none of that. No, buddy. You got my glasses, baby. Hold on. Is that better? He's a star. He says, hi there. He's looking for snacks. Always snacking. Snack looking. You little snack hound, right? Snack hound. Snack hound. Snack hound. You see the snacks right there? Mm-hmm. You don't want none? It ain't even cooked, is it? No cooked. It's not cooked. Here's a cold gig. Oh. You like making piggy noises. You like when you pet them. Sounds like a little piggy noise. It's funny. Whoa, look out! Big loud noises you don't understand. Woo! He ran like there was something going on. Oh, setting the motherfucking oven for the motherfucking magic temperature. It's a secret. I cook everything at 420. I can't help myself. Yeah, you gotta watch it a little closer than at 350. That's what cooking is all about. Doing it right. Don't start with me, boy. You're getting pig slop. I'm putting green butter on my fucking garlic bread. See how that works? That's for his boring yellow butter. You ever try to spread cold butter? It doesn't happen. Shave the butter. You could even curl up too deep. Curl the butter. But I'd rather shave it nice and thin. Lay it like that. Sprinkle you some garlic over it. Now for the fucking delicious green butter. What I dropped, dude? He's licking. Oh, Chico's licking the floor. Oh shit! Now Patch is freaking out. What do you want? My fault. Licking the floor. I don't know what the floor. I hear you. I'm almost ready for you too. How's that? Chico did it, Patches. Chico's fault. It is. I seen him do it. You should eat him. I knew that was coming. That's how you do all that. Oh, you've lost your mind, dog. I almost forgot the most important ingredient over here. We'll pinch it. It takes the tart or the acidy tomato. Patches, you're off the hook, man. I've already given you like drippings and everything, and you went and ate it. It's gone now. Not my fault, you left it now. Not my fault. Not my fault. Now we got about 10 minutes. Shit! I just used all the Parmesan on the bread. Evil, Daddy. Yes. Yes, that's right, young man. Finally learning how to do a dish. Home ec paying off, buddy. So we'll have cheddar. Cheddar make it all better. Shire Falls. Perfect noodles. Always rinse and strain your pasta, or your spaghetti will be shit. Just a little something I picked up along the way. Because I myself have made shit. It was so long ago, I almost forgot. For illegal streaming, uh-oh. For illegal stream. What does that even mean, Kelly? What's she eating? Oh, she's on your Harry Potter shit. Did she get one of your wands? No. Bad, 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 bad. Put that up. Bad.
It was put up.
What?
It was put up. It was on the cooler. Quite far from her reach.
What cooler? Over here?
No.
That? No, it was on the floor because you put that in there. No, it was over here. It looked like her toy. What? My box. She ate it. She eats all the boxes in the house. Me either. It doesn't matter what they deem illegal and legal at this point, because I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I want. I ain't letting them tell me what I can and can't do. Creator and Mother Earth told me that. Those motherfuckers used to tell me to hurt. Why would you want to listen to them? Every time they make a stupid bill or something, you know who enforces it are families. They don't. They just put words on paper. It's all they do. We're the ones that do this. It's not them. It's your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, the ones that wear the badges, the ones that have the alphabet soup as their person writing their paycheck. That's who's doing it. Nobody in Capitol Hill is doing anything but putting words on paper. We're the ones doing the horrible things to each other because of the words they put down on paper. See, that is the problem. Not them, us. See the difference there? That's the problem. That's the only problem in the whole world at this point that I haven't figured out how to solve. It's your neighbors you got to worry about. Do they comply? Hey, child. Patches seems to be licking an awful lot of chops over here, talking about, I like spaghetti. I like spaghetti. My name's Patches. I like spaghetti. I'd like to talk to you about spaghetti. That's what she's saying over here. You are a hound dog. Nothing but a hound dog. Hound dog. Fucking hound dog. Oh my God. Hound dog. Hound dog. Hound dog. There's yours. Here's yours. Better get it quick, dude. She's got a bigger mouth than you do. Come on. All right, kiddo. Your dinner's on a plate. Oh, God. I don't think I gave you the green butter toast. Daddy will. Your image. Oh, let's see. My damage meter's broken, isn't it? Oh. Oh. I see. I make lemonade and you think you can drink it. You think it's just... Look out, you guys, told you. God. She just took over Chico's plate. That's why she's on the diet. I limited their intake tonight. Thought I forgot you, didn't you? Never. Love you, kiddo. Enjoy your pig slop, boy. Were we listening to something? No. We got sidetracked by stupid fake moon shit, didn't we? I went and cooked. That's what we've been doing. I have to find something else to listen to now. God dang it. Chilly down here now. My torch ain't working. Holy crap. Look, go away for a minute. Almost 5.8. God, that's such a... Oh, so you're still freaking out. Oh, big, heavy push. Look at that. Nice. Or if there's any new zombie. I can't help myself. I like it a zombie movie. Timeline World History did something new. What did they do? 19.
All right, preface. The preface of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. The history of the tablets translated in the following pages is strange and beyond belief of modern scientists. Their antiquity is stupendous, dating back some 36,000 years BC.
Barefoot in the snow.
The writer
I'm lucky
is
I've got
Thoth,
myself a dirt floor over
an
here in my
Atlantean
basement.
priest king who founded a colony in ancient Egypt after the sinking of the mother country. He was the builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza, erroneously attributed to Cheops. In it, he incorporated his knowledge of the ancient wisdom and also secreted records and instruments of ancient Atlantis. For some 16,000 years, he ruled the ancient race of Egypt from approximately 52,000 BC to 36,000 BC. At that time, the ancient barbarous race among which he and his followers had settled had been raised to a high degree of civilization. Thoth was an immortal, that is, he had conquered death, passing only when he willed, and even then not through death. His vast wisdom made him ruler over the various Atlantean colonies, including the ones in South and Central America. And now that I found out that Thoth is, also Quetzalcoatl, and finding out the stuff about Quetzalcoatl and what I believe Quetzalcoatl built Aslan, which is the rock wall, which Aslan also means Atlantis. God, it just makes sense why a Council for National Policy member would have a 3.5-ton granite stone with hieroglyphs on it in his house. It came from the ancient Rockwall, Texas. Huh. Yeah. Man, oh man. Now you see why I'm onto all this stuff now, don't you? My goodness, folks. Never thought those two things would intersect. Well, I was wrong about that. When it came time for him to leave Egypt, he erected the Great Pyramid over the entrance to the Great Halls of Amenti. He placed in it his records and appointed guards for his secrets among the highest of his people. In later times, the descendants of these guards became the pyramid priests, by which Thoth was deified as the god of wisdom. The recorder by those in the age of darkness, which followed in his passing, in legend, the halls of Amenti became the underworld, the halls of the gods, where the soul passed after the death for judgment. During later ages, the ego of Thoth passed into the bodies of men in the manner described in the tablets. As such, he incarnated 3 times, his last being known as Hermes, the thrice born, Hermes Trismegistus, yeah. In this incarnation, he left the writings known to modern occultists as the Emerald Tablets, a later and far lesser exposition of the ancient mysteries. The tablets translated in this work are 10 which were left in the Great Pyramid in the custody of the pyramid priests. The 10 are divided into 13 parts for the sake of convenience. The last 2 are so great and far-reaching in their import that at present it is forbidden to release them to the world at large.
I don't try to cook shit.
Really? Now, I didn't know that. So the last 2 tablets, let me get this straight. The last 2 emerald tablets at the top are so great and far-reaching in their import that at present it is forbidden to release them to the world at large? I'd like to have you release them to me then, please. Let me decide if I can handle it or not. Let me decide if...
Get them, Josh.
It's too big for me to wrap my mind around. Please challenge me. Blow my mind. Let me see what you got. Give me those last 2 tablets. Let me decide for myself if you're going to blow my mind. I think not. Go ahead and let me have it. However, in those contained herein are secrets which will prove of inestimable value to the serious student. They should be read not once but 100 times, for only thus can the true meaning be revealed. A casual reading will give glimpses of beauty, but more intensive study will open avenues of wisdom to the seeker. But now, a word to how these mighty secrets came to be revealed to modern man after being hidden so long. Some 1300 years BC, Egypt, the ancient Chem, was in turmoil, and many delegations of priests were sent to other parts of the world. Among these were some of the pyramid priests, who carried with them the emerald tablets as a talisman
Enki,
by which they could exercise authority over the less advanced priestcraft of races descended from other Atlantean colonies.
Reptilian bloodline.
The tablets were understood from legend to give the bearer authority from Thoth. The particular group of priests bearing the tablets immigrated to South America, where they found a flourishing race of lions who remembered much of the ancient wisdom.
The same bloodline.
Among these, the priests settled and remained. In the 10th century, the Mayas had thoroughly settled the Yucatan, and the tablets were placed beneath the altar
our
of the
actual
great
governing
temples of the sun god.
Is
after the
modeled
conquest
after
of the
that.
Mayans by the Spaniards, the cities were abandoned and the treasures of the temples were forgotten. It should be understood that the Great Pyramid of Egypt has been and is still a temple of initiation into the mysteries. Jesus, Solomon, Apollonius, and others were initiated here. The writer, who has a connection with the Great White Lodge, also worshipped in the pyramid priesthood, was instructed to recover and return to the Great Pyramid the ancient tablets. This, after adventures which need not be detailed here, was accomplished. Before returning them, he was given permission to translate and retain a copy of the wisdom engraved on the tablets. This was done in 1925, and only now has permission been given for it to be, in part, published. It is expected that many will scoff, yet the true student will read between the lines and gain wisdom. If the light is in you, that's a very powerful statement. If the light is in you, the light which is engraved in these tablets will respond to you. Wow, I like the sound of that. Now a word as to the material aspect of the tablets. They consist of 12 tablets of emerald green, formed from a substance created through alchemical transmutation. They are imperishable, resistant to all elements and substances, and in effect, the atomic and cellular structure is fixed, no change ever taking place. In this respect, they violate the material law of ionization. Upon them are engraved characters in the ancient Atlantean language, characters which respond to attuned thought waves, releasing the associated mental vibration in the mind of the reader. The tablets are fastened together with hoops of golden-colored alloy suspended from a rod of the same material. The wisdom contained therein is the foundation of the ancient mysteries. And for the one who reads with open eyes and open mind, his wisdom shall be increased 100-fold. Read, believe or not, but read. And the vibration found therein will awaken a response in your soul.
Yeah.
In the following pages, I will reveal some of the mysteries, which has as yet only been touched upon lightly either by myself or by other teachers or the students of truth. Man's search for understanding of the laws which regulate his life has been unending, yet always just beyond the veil which shields the higher plane from material man's vision. The truth has exited, ready to be assimilated by those who enlarge their vision by turning inward or outward, not outward, in their search. In the silence of material senses lies the key to the unveiling of wisdom. He who talks does not know. He who knows does not talk. The highest knowledge is unutterable, for it exists as an entity in lanes which transcend all material words or symbols. All symbols are but keys to doors leading to truths. And many times the door is not opened because the key seems so great that the things which are beyond it are not visible. If we can understand that all keys, all material symbols are manifestations and are but extensions of a great law and truth, we will begin to develop the vision which will enable us to penetrate beyond the veil. All things in all universes move according to law, and the law which regulates the movement of the planets is no more immutable than the law which regulates the material expressions of man. One of the greatest of all cosmic laws is that which is responsible for the formation of man as a material being.
Magnet.
The great aim of the mystery schools of all ages has been to reveal the workings of the law which connect man and the material and the spiritual. The connecting link between the material man and the spiritual man is the intellectual man, where the mind partakes of both the material and immaterial qualities.
I like his remarks too.
The aspirant for higher knowledge must develop the intellectual side of his nature and so strengthen his will that it is able to concentrate all powers of his being on and in the plane he desires.
It's the all-seeing eye of Enlil, Kelly.
The great search for light, life, and love only begins on the material plane, carried to its ultimate, its final goal, its complete oneness with the universal consciousness. The foundation in the material is the first step. Then comes the higher goal of
just
spiritual
like they wrote
attainment.
about it in the Kunhut form.
In the following pages, I will give an interpretation of the Emerald Tablets and their secret, hidden, esoteric meanings. Concealed in the words of Thoth are many meanings that do not appear on the surface. Light of knowledge brought to bear upon the tablets will open many new fields of thought. Read and be wise, but only if the light of your own consciousness awakens the deep-seated understanding,
and NASA,
which is an inherent quality of
named
the
it
soul.
the same name.
Heavy stuff there. Yowza. So that's a preface of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth.
And then people actually look at NASA and be like, "Oh, NASA, they're dumb." No.
Here we go. Tablet number 1, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. I, Thoth, the Atlantean master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty king magician living from a generation to generation, being about to pass into the halls of Amenti, set down for the guidance of those that are to come after these records of the mighty wisdom of the great Atlantis. In the great city of Kior on the island of Undal, in a time far past, I began this incarnation.
But dumb no.
Not as the little men of the present age did. The mighty ones of Atlantis live and die, but rather from aeon to aeon did they renew their life in the halls of Amenti, where river of life flows eternally onward. 100 times 10 have I descended the dark way that led into light. As many times as I have ascended from the darkness into the light, my strength and power has been renewed. Now for a time I descend, and the men of Chem is alchemy in ancient Egypt, and the men of Chem shall now me no more. They shall know me no more. But in a time yet unborn, I will rise again, mighty and potent, requiring an accounting of those left behind me. Then beware, O men of alchemy. If ye have falsely betrayed my teaching, for I shall cast ye down from your high estate into the darkness of caves from whence ye came. Betray not my secrets to the men of the north or the men of the south, lest my curse fall upon you. Remember and heed my words, for surely I will return again and require of thee that which you guard. I,
And
even
require
from
me
beyond
because
time,
I,
and
as
from
the
beyond death,
Anunnaki
I will
cocksucker,
return,
ain't you
rewarding or
tossed?
punishing ye as you have requited your trust. You sound familiar here? Jesus is coming back. He's gonna come back. If you ain't got your shit together, he's gonna
That's Hermes Trismegistus.
Sound familiar? Alien gods going around setting themselves up, telling everybody that they're, the all-powerful, getting them to worship them. Great were my people in the ancient days, great beyond the conception of the little people now around me. It means humans, not little people. Knowing the wisdom of old, seeking far within the heart of infinity, knowledge that belonged to earth's youth. Wise were we with the wisdom of the children of light who dwelt among us. Strong were we with the power drawn from the eternal fire. In all of these, greatest among the children of men was my father. Thought me, keeper of the great temple, link between the children of light who dwelt within the temple and the races of men who inhabited the 10 islands. Mouthpiece after the 3 of the dweller of Unal, speaking to the kings with a voice that must be obeyed. Grew I there from childhood into manhood, being taught by my father the elder mysteries, until in time there grew within the fire of wisdom, until it burst into a consuming flame.
I was watching that.
Not desired I, but the attainment of wisdom.
Is it getting even better?
Until on a great day the command came from the dweller of the temple that I be brought before him.
Been going, yeah, big push.
Few there were among the children of men who
been
looked
going
upon
on
that mighty face and lived.
For a while now.
For not as the sons
Days,
of men are the children of light, when they are not incarnate in a physical body.
It just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
So when they're not in a physical body, they're just light beings. Sounds like Palladians. By the way, we're referencing that movie Knowing a couple of times in the broadcast. That's what comes down and is taking the kids to see life on other planet, Pleiadians. When they start showing up, it's really not good news for your
Pretty
planet.
exciting.
I've heard people saying they've been seeing Pleiadians.
I was awful excited
in their dreams of like,
about an hour ago, maybe.
These guys only show up when a planet's about to be completely fucking destroyed.
Yeah, it's just popping.
Chosen was I from the sons of men, taught by the dwellers, so that his purposes might be fulfilled. Purposes yet unborn in the womb of time.
That's for damn sure.
Long ages I dwelt in the temple, learning
We're still here?
yet ever more wisdom, until I too approached the light emitted from the great fire. Taught me, he did, the path to Amente, the underworld where the great king sits upon his throne of might. Deep I bowed in homage before the lords of life and the lords of death, receiving as my gift the key of life. Free was I from the halls of Amenti, bound not by death to the circle of life. Far to the stars I journeyed until space and time became as
I ain't
naught.
seen John in a few days.
So he's gaining immortality here.
I guess he's taking time.
Transcending the death of the physical body. That's the real secret of the secret societies, Freemasonry and the rest of it.
I'm talking to people.
It's how to gain immortality by being conscious of of how you reincarnate through the learning of these teachings. That's really what it's all about.
What this is all about. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth tell you how the Anunnaki set up. There's one person in charge of your spark of life, and that's the Creator. This is their system that they have set up with the spherical boundary around here. And like I said, this is what this whole big picture is about. Creator wants this to end.
And, they did not give man the gift of long life, but they could. And we have that in us today. It's, All you have to do is turn on a chromosome. And boom, you've got immortality. Interesting, there was an article I didn't cover here tonight, synchronistically, yet again. Synchronicity after synchronicity the past couple of weeks with everything. Article from the Daily Mail says, who wants to live forever? Computer models predict that if humans became immortal, it might actually be bad news. A lot of this has been in the news lately, and it seems that they're starting to figure this out. I think they're starting to figure out this key to immortality thing that the ancients knew. Because again, as I've stated many times, we have a context for what these, the advanced technologies that these ancient texts were talking about. 50 years ago, we didn't, 100 years ago, we didn't. Then, having drunk deep into the cup of wisdom, I looked into the hearts of men, and there I found greater mysteries, and was glad. For only in the search for truth could my soul be stilled and the flame within be quenched. I'm going to get a tattoo of that. Yeah, that's pretty much my credo right there. Wow. For only in the search for truth could my soul be stilled and the flame within be quenched. Down through the ages I lived, seeing those around me taste of the cup of death and return again in the light of life. Gradually from the kingdoms of Atlantis passed waves of consciousness that had been one with me, only to be replaced by a spawn of a lower star. That's heavy. That's heavy. Let me read the... Man. Gradually from the kingdom of Atlantis passed waves of consciousness that had been one with me, only to be replaced by the spawn of a lower star. This is an interesting statement. That's like, one collective consciousness, and everyone in a community or a planet or a world or whatever having the same consciousness, and then that going away and then being replaced with something of much lower quality. That's incredible. In obedience to the law, the word of the master grew into flower. Downward into the darkness turned the thoughts of the Atlanteans, until at last, in this wrath arose from his great Agwanti, the dweller.
Both shot.
This word has no English equivalent.
That got close to the fucking satellite belt.
Speaking the word, calling the power. Deep in the earth's heart, the sons of Amenti heard and are hearing and directing the changing of the flower of fire that burns eternally, changing and shifting using the logos until that great fire changed its direction. Now, what are they talking about? Are they talking deep in the earth, in the heart of the earth? They're talking about changing the core, the direction of the core, the way the core of the earth spins.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Over the world then broke the great waters, drowning and sinking, changing earth's balance until only the temple of light was left. Standing on the great mountain of Endal, still rising out of the water, some there were who were living, saved from the rush of the fountains. Called to me then the master, saying, gather ye my people, take them by the arts ye have learned of far across the waters, until you reach the land of the hairy barbarians, dwelling in caves of the desert. Follow there the plan that you know of. I gathered my people and entered the great ship of the master. Upward we rose into the morning. Dark beneath us lay the temple. Suddenly over it rose the waters. Vanished from earth until the time appointed was the great temple. Fast we fled toward the sun of the morning, until beneath us lay the land of the children of Chem. Raging, they came with cudgels and spears, lifted in anger, seeking to slay and utterly destroy the sons of Atlantis. Well, you got to watch that movie, 10,000 BC. You hadn't seen that. It ties right in with that. Pretty interesting. I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen it, but then I raised my staff and directed a ray of vibration, striking them in their tracks as fragments of the stone of the mountain. I love this. You know, because I mean, what do you clowns have to say about this now? You know, here's more translations of ancient texts. These not done by Zachariah Sitchin. Here we have the same stuff verbatim that's in Sumerian text.
We did.
Break free of your religious priest class programming and understand that this stuff is what they don't want you to know about.
It is.
If you understand this stuff, then religion has no place.
You don't even understand it, Josh. You're reading.
Well, that's why there's so many disinfo clowns and haters and all that stuff out there.
Not grasping it. You only read it once.
I then raised my staff and directed a ray of vibration, striking them still in their tracks as fragments of stone of the mountain. Then I spoke to them in words calm and peaceful, telling them of the might of Atlantis, saying we were children of the sun and its messengers. I cowed them by my display of magic science, until at my feet they groveled and I released them. Long dwelt we in the land of Kim, long and yet long again, until obeying the commands of the Master, who while sleeping yet lives eternally, I sent from me the sons of Atlantis, sent them in many directions, that from the womb of time wisdom they might rise again in her children. For a long time I dwelt in the land of Kim, doing great works by the wisdom within me. Upward I grew into the light of knowledge. The children of Kim were watered by the rains of my wisdom. Blasted I then a path to Amente so that I might retain my powers, living from age to age as a son of Atlantis, keeping the wisdom, preserving the records. Great grew the sons of Kim, conquering the people around them, growing slowly upwards in soul force.
Because they're conquered
in soul force. That's what you're
conquered.
As if their souls and their energy gets higher. You know, they vibration higher the more that they conquer and get higher and higher. Now for a time I go from among them into the dark halls of Amenti, deep into the halls of the earth. Before the lands of the powers, face to face once again with the dweller. That's funny, we have one of them I got find we have called Earth Dweller. We else call it the Dweller for short. And they just have seen that twice here, the Dweller. Raised I high over the entrance, a doorway, a gateway, leading down to Amenti. Few there would be with courage to dare enter it, and few pass the portal to dark Amenti. I raised over the passage a mighty pyramid. Using the power that overcomes Earth's force, gravity, deep and yet deeper, I placed a force house or a chamber, and I carved from it a circular passage reaching almost to the great summit.
Not gravity, John.
In the apex, I set the crystal, sending the ray into the time-space, drawing the force from out of the ether, concentrating upon the gateway of Amenti. Other chambers I built and left vacant to all, seeming yet hidden within them are the keys to Amenti. Oh, really? You know what I talked about last week? I gotta find that video again. Just a second here. Great pyramid, a strange sacred door at the top of the house in the queen's chamber. I'm going to drop this in the chat room. If you get time, watch this. Watch this video. I believe that what you see in that green picture there in that full video, when you watch it, that's exactly what Tom's talking about here. And if you watch that video, it will show you exactly what he just mentioned there, which is a map on keys of the way to enter Amenti. Well, that's it right there. There's videographic evidence of it. They put a camera in 1992. Nobody knew what the fuck it was. But that's what it was. Unbelievable stuff. It's right in front of us, and we're not being allowed to see it. And that's how you enter Amenti. It's all built into the pyramid. They're going to show us motherfuckers what's over with. They're not going to let us have that information. I guarantee you they're losing books and sort of great things. They already hinted about it. Remember Transformers 2? They're not going to let us have the knowledge in there, folks. We've got to get our hands on this stuff before it's too late. The other chambers I built and left vacant, to all seemingly hidden within them are the keys to Enki. That's it right there. He who encouraged would dare the dark realms, let him be purified first by long fasting. Lie in the sarcophagus of stone in my chamber, then I will reveal to him the great mystery. Soon he shall follow me to where I shall meet him. Even in the darkness of earth, I shall meet him. I, Thoth, Lord of wisdom, meet him and hold him and dwell with him always. Builded I the great pyramid, patterned after the pyramid of Earth's force, burning eternally so that it too might remain through the ages. In it I builded my knowledge of magic science, so that I might be here when again I return from Amenti. Yes, while I sleep in the halls of Amenti, my soul will incarnate, roaming free, and will dwell among me in men in this form or another, Hermes thrice born. Emissary on earth, I am of the dweller, fulfilling his commands so many might be lifted. Now I return to the halls of Amenti, leaving behind me some of my wisdom. Preserve ye and keep ye the command of the dweller. Lift ever upwards your eyes toward the light. Surely in time ye are one with the master. Surely by right you are one with the master. Surely by right yet are one with the all. Now I depart from you. Know my commandments, keep them and be them, and I will be with you, helping and guiding you into the light. Now before me opens the portal. I go down into the darkness of night. Well, that's the end of tablet 1 there. Moving on to tablet 2. Tablet number 2 of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth here. Deep in Earth's heart lie the halls of Amenti. Far neath the islands of sunken Atlantis, halls of the dead and halls of the living, bathed in fire of the infinite all. Far in a past time lost in the space-time, the children of light looked down on the world, seeing the children of men in their bondage, bound by the force that came from beyond. Knew they that only by freedom from bondage could man ever rise from the earth to the sun. Down they descended and created bodies, taking the semblance of men as their own. The masters of everything said after their forming, we are they who were formed from the space dust, partaking of life from the infinite all, living in the world as children of men, like and yet unlike the children of men. Then for a dwelling place, far beneath the earth's crust, blasted great spaces by their power, spaces apart from the children of men, and surrounded them by forces and power, and shielded them from harm, they, the halls of the dead, built it underground in the earth. Side by side then placed they other spaces, filled them with life and with light from above. They then builded the halls of Amenti, that they might eventually dwell there, living with life to eternity's end. 32 were there of their children, sons of light who had come among men, seeking to be free from the bondage of darkness, those who were bounded by the force from beyond. Deep in the halls of life grew a flower, flaming, expanding, driving backward towards the night. Placed in the center, a ray of great potence, life-giving, light-giving, filling with power all who came near it. Placed they around it thrones, 2 and 30, places for each of the children of the night. Placed so that they were bathed in the radiance, filled with the life from the eternal light. There, time after time, they placed their first created bodies, so that they might be filled with the spirit of life. 100 years out of each 1,000 must the life-giving light flame forth on their bodies, quickening, awakening the spirit of life. There in the circle from aeon to aeon sit the great masters, living a life not known among men. There in the halls of life they lie sleeping. Free flows their soul through the bodies of men. Time after time, while their bodies lie sleeping, incarnate they into the bodies of men, teaching and guiding onward and upward, out of the darkness into the light. There in the hall of life, filled with their wisdom, know not to the races of man, living forever neath the cold fire of life sit the children of light. Times there are when they awaken, and they come from the depths to the lights to be among men. Infinite they among the finite men find. He who by progress has grown from the darkness, lifted himself from the night into light, free he is made of the halls of Amenti, free of the flower of light and of light. Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the master of life. It's almost like a song, it's a rhythmic almost. Guided by he by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the master of life. It's also got rhythmic spelling too, that's interesting. You could have stuffed the music because the frequencies of singing this could open the fucking portal to the hall of Amenti. I don't know, it could be. There he may dwell as one with the masters, free from the bonds of the darkness of light. Seated within the flower of radiance sit 7 lords from the space-times above us, helping and guiding through infinite wisdom the pathway through time of the children of men. Mighty and strange, they veiled with their power, silent, all-knowing, drawing the life force. Different yet one with the children of men, and different yet one with the children of light. Custodians and watchers of the force of man's bondage, ready to lose when the light has been reached. First and most mighty sits the veiled presence, Lord of lords, the infinite nine. Over the other from each the lords of the cycles. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, each with his mission, each with his powers, guiding, directing the destiny of man. There they sit, mighty and potent, free of all time and space. Not of this world they are, yet akin to it. Elder brothers they, of the children of men, judging and weighing. They with their wisdom watching of the progress of light among men. There before them, I was led by the dweller, watched him blend with one from above. Then from he came forth a voice, saying, Great art thou, Thoth, among children of men, free henceforth of the halls of Amenti, master of life among children of men. Taste not of death except as thou wilt. Well, that sounds like Crowley. Taste not of death except as thou wilt. Drink thou of life to eternity's end. Henceforth forever is life. Thine is for the taking. Henceforth is death at the call of thy hand. Dwell here or leave here when thou desire it. Free is Amenti to the Son of Man. Take thou up life in what form thou desireth. Child of the light that has grown among men, choose thou thy work, for all should must labor. Never be free from the pathway of life. One step thou hast gained in the long pathway upward, infinite now is the mountain of life. Each step thou takest but heightens the mountain. All of thy progress but lengthens the goal. Approach thee ever the infinite wisdom. Ever before thee receive the goal. Free are ye made now of the halls of Amenti, to walk hand in hand with the lords of the world, one in one purpose, working together to bring light to the children of men. Then from his throne came one of the masters, taking my hand and leading me onward to the halls of the deep hidden land. He led me through the halls of Amenti, showing me the mysteries that are known not to man. Through the dark passage, downward he led me into the hall Where sight the dark death, where sit the dark death. Vast as space lay the great hall before me, walled by darkness, yet filled with light. Before me arose a great throne of darkness. Veiled on it sat a figure of the night. Darker than darkness sat the figure, dark with the darkness not of the night. Before it then paused the master, speaking the word that brings about life, saying, O master of darkness, guide of the way from life unto life, before thee I bring a son of the morning. Touch him not ever with the power of night. Call not his flame to the darkness of night. Know him and see him, one of our brothers, lifted from darkness into the light. Release thou his flame from its body. Free its flame to the darkness of night. Raise then the hand of the figure. Forth came a flame, grew clear and bright, and rolled back swiftly the curtain of darkness, and unveiled the hall from the darkness of night. Then grew in the great space before me flame after flame from the veil of the night. Uncounted millions leaped before me, some flaming forth as flowers of fire. Others there were there that shed a dim radiance, flowing but faintly from out of the light. Some there were that faded swiftly, others that grew from a small spark of light, each surrounded by its dim veil of darkness, yet flaming with light that could never be quenched. Coming and going like fireflies in the springtime, filled they the space with light and life. This is a bunch of souls, like the Hall of Souls. Then spoke a voice mighty and solemn, saying, These are lights that are souls among men. Yep, I was right. Growing and fading, existing forever, changing yet living through death into life. When they have bloomed into flower, reached the zenith of growth in their life, swiftly then said I send my veil of darkness, shrouding and changing to new forms of light. Steadily upward throughout the ages, growing and expanding into yet another flame, lighting the darkness with yet greater power, quenched yet unquenched by the veil of the night. So grows the soul of man ever upward, quenched yet unquenched by the darkness of night. I, death, come, and yet I remain not, for life eternal exists in the all. Only an obstacle I am in the pathway, quick to be conquered by the infinite light. Awaken, O flame that burns ever inward, flame forth and conquer the veil of night.
See, they're playing
in the
games
midst of the
with
flames
us.
and the darkness grew there one that drove forth the night, flaming, expanding even brighter, until at last was nothing but light. Then spoke my guide, the voice of the master. See your own soul as it grows in the light, free now forever from the Lord of the night. Forward he led me through many great spaces filled with the mysteries of the children of light, mysteries that man may never know, yet of he too is of a son of the light. Backward then he led me into the light of the hall of the light. I knelt then before the great master, lords of all from the cycles above. Spoke he then with words of great power, saying, Thou hast been made free of the halls of Amenti. Choose thou thy work among the children of men. Then spoke I, O great master, let me be a teacher of men, leading them onward and upward until they too are lights among men, freed from the veil of the night that surrounds them, flaming with light that shall shine among men.
It's minty.
Then the voice spoke to me, Go as ye will, so it be decreed. Master are ye of your destiny, free to take or reject it at will. Take ye the power, take ye the wisdom, shine as a light among the children of men. Then upward the dweller led me. I dwelt again among the children of men, teaching and showing some of my wisdom. Son of the light, a fire among them. Now again I tread the path downward, seeking the light in the darkness of night. Hold ye and keep ye, preserve my record. Guide it it shall be to the children of men. So that's the end of tablet number 2. Tablet 3, the key of wisdom. I, Toph the Atlantean, give my wisdom, give my knowledge, give my power. Freely I give to the children of men. Give that they too might have wisdom, to shine through the world from the veil of the night. Wisdom is power, and power is wisdom, one with each other, perfecting the whole. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as with the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken for truth. Like the sunlight, it shines above all. He who oversteppeth the law shall be punished, for only through law comes the freedom of men. Cause thou not fear, for fear is a bondage, a fetter that binds the darkness to men. Follow thine heart during the lifetime. Do more than is commanded of thee. When thou hast gained riches, follow thine heart, for all these are of no avail if thy heart be weary. Diminish thou not the time of following the
I don't
heart.
use that glass very often.
It is abhorred of the soul. They that are guided go not astray, but they that are lost cannot find a straight
It's got
path.
dust on it from hell.
If you go among men, make for thyself love, the beginning and end of the heart. If one cometh unto thee for counsel, let him speak freely, that the thing for which he hath come to thee may be done. If he hesitates to open his heart to thee, it is because thou, the judge, doeth wrong. Repeat thou not extravagant speech, neither listen to it, for it is the utterance of one, not in equilibrium. Speak thou not of it, so that he before thee may know wisdom. Silence is of great profit. An abundance of speech profiteth nothing. Exalt not thine heart above the children of men, lest it be brought lower than the dust. If thou be great among men, be honored for knowledge and gentleness. If thou seekest to know the nature of a friend, ask not his companion, but pass a time alone with him, debate with him, testing his heart by his words and his bearing. That which goeth into the storehouse must come forth, and the things that are thine must be shared with a friend. Thine or yours. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. That's an interesting statement, as I've talked about many before. Feeding on negative energy. The wise man lets his heart overflow, but keeps his mouth. O man, listen to the voice of wisdom. Listen to the voice of light. Mysteries there are in the cosmos that unveiled fill the world with their light. Let he who would be free from the bonds of darkness first divine the material from the immaterial, the fire from the earth. For know ye that as earth descends to earth, so also fire ascends into fire and becomes one with the fire. He who knows the fire that is within himself shall ascend unto the eternal fire and dwell in it eternally. Fire, the inner fire, is the most potent force of all, for it overcometh all things and penetrates to all things of the earth. Man supports himself only on that which resists, so earth must resist man, else he exists not. All eyes do not see with the same vision, for to one an object appears of one form and color, and to a different eye of another.
This is what Anna cut herself
So
on.
infinite fire
There are 8
changes
stitches
from
to
color to
this.
color, is never the same from day to day. Thus speak I, Toph, of my wisdom. For man is a fire burning bright through the night. Never is quenched in the veil of darkness. Never is quenched by the veil of the night. Into men's hearts I looked by my wisdom, found them not free from the bondage of strife, or free from the toils. Thy fire, O my brother, lest it be buried in the shadow of night. Hark ye, O man, and listen to this wisdom. Where do name and form cease? Only in consciousness, invisible, and infinite force of radiance bright. The forms that ye create by brightening, thy vision and truly effects that follow thy cause. Cause and effect, all attraction. Man is a star bound to a body. That's a profound statement. I know that, what's her name? Alice Bailey gets into that a lot. That's why we're so obsessed with Sirius, Sirius is supposedly the another dimension of reality the souls can exist in. I mean, Alice Bailey talks about in her book, Initiation of Human and Soul, is that once you reach the tip top of the degrees of initiations of Freemasonry on Earth, you can go to the other degrees at which you're only an adept, a beginner, and that takes place on a lodge that is located on Sirius that you can only get to after death. Yeah. Man is a star bound to a body. Until in the end he is freed through his strife, only by struggle and toiling, thy utmost shall the star within thee bloom out into a new light. He who knows the commencement of all things, free is his star from the realm of night. Remember, O man, that all which exists is only another form of that which exists not. Or universe. Everything that has being is passing into yet another being, and thou thyself art not an exception. Consider the law, for all is law. Seek not that which is not of the law, for such exists only in the illusions of the senses. Wisdom cometh to all her children, even as they cometh unto wisdom. All through the ages the light hath been hidden. Awake, O man, and be wise. Deep in the mysteries of life I have traveled, seeking and searching for that which is hidden. List ye, O man, and be wise. Far neath the earth crust in the halls of Mente, mysteries I saw that are hidden from men. Oft have I journeyed the deep hidden passage, looked on the light that is life among men. There, neath the flowers of life ever living, I search the hearts and the secrets of men. Found I that man is but living in darkness. Light of the great fire is hidden within. If we're living in a darkness we don't know we're living in. We haven't been allowed to know how to make our light radiate and shine in the proper way.
No.
Before the lords of hidden amenity, learned I the wisdom I give unto men. Masters are they of the great secret wisdom, brought from the future of infinity's end. 7 are they, the lords of amenity. Overlords, they, of the children of morning, sons of disciples, masters of wisdom.
Serious.
Formed are not they as
it's a blue
children
star,
of men.
though.
3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9 are the titles of the masters of men. Far from the future, formless yet forming, came they as teachers for the children of men. Live they forever, yet not of the living, bound not to life, and yet free from death. Rule they forever with infinite wisdom, bound yet not bound to the dark halls of death. Life they have in them, but yet life that is not life. Free from all are the lords of the all.
What, I ain't got no
Forth from
trolls
them
disliking
came
my
forth
shit?
the logos, instruments, they of the power over all. Vast is their
Here,
countenance.
this has got to get a dislike.
Yet hidden in smallness,
Ready?
formed by a form
You ready for
known
this?
yet unknown.
You ready?
Is that where the known and unknown known things comes from? From fucking Rumsfeld?
Give me a dislike. Go ahead. Ready? Go.
You've been hitting the sauce, reading the Emerald Tablets of Thoth.
Motherfucking JR beer. Are you kidding me? Ugh, that shit's like 30 fucking years old. That's got to get a thumbs down.
Lord is he who loses the power. Lord, he of life to the children of men. Light is his body. Flame
The
is his
liquid's still in there.
Freer of souls. To the children of men. 5 is the master, the Lord of all magic.
I ain't calling it beer.
Key to the word that sounds among men. 5 magic.
5 magic.
6 is the Lord of light, the hidden pathway. Path of the souls of the children of men. 7 is he who is the Lord of the
Gotta let that big
vastness,
thick ass
master of space
fitting
and the
one
key
back
of
up,
the
man.
time.
Motherfucker's huge.
8 is he who orders the progress, weighs and balances the journey of men.
That'll
9
cure some
is the
COVID.
Father,
Knock it right out of
vast
you,
he
huh?
of countenance, forming and changing from out of the formless. Meditate on the symbols I give thee. Keys are
That's some
they,
fun
though
shit.
hidden from men. Reach ever upward, O soul of the morning. Turn thy thoughts upward to light and to light.
Let's eat some cake.
Find in the keys of the numbers I bring thee.
Marie wants to
light
eat
on
some
the
cake.
pathway from life unto life. Seek ye with
Marie
wisdom.
wanna.
Turn thy thoughts
Eat some
inward.
cake.
Close not thy
Wedding
mind to the
cake.
flower of light.
Yes,
Place
wedding
in the
cake.
body a thought
I
form
had a
of
birthday
picture.
cake the other day.
Think
It's
of
wedding
the numbers
cake.
that lead thee to light. Clear is the pathway to he who has wisdom. Open the door to the kingdom of light.
Oh.
Pour forth thy flame as a sun of the morning. Shut out the darkness and live in the day. Take thee, O man, as part of thy being, the 7 who are but not as they seem. Open, O man, have I my wisdom. Follow the path in the way that I have led. Masters of wisdom, son of the morning light and life to the children of men.
Without knowledge, my people will surely
So that's
die.
the end of tablet 3 there. Wow, just more interesting stuff from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Another one of these things, you know, when you start reading, you're like, I can really start to see why they don't really.
Well, in reality, he's teaching you how to
read
tiptoe
this
around
stuff.
their system that they
Certainly
set up to
probably don't
recycle our
like the fact
souls.
Some Yahoo like me's up here reading
He
over
just
the,
told us that
whatever,
in those
you
very
know
fucking
what?
words in
Bible.
3 chapters.
We're here
One
to do a
sentence
job. We're here to
covers
get
it.
information out. We're here to try and get you to have a new
All
understanding.
that for 1 sentence
And I think that only comes with
of knowledge.
new information and looking
That's what
at
kills
new
me
stuff
about the
different way
tablets of
and,
Thoth.
maybe looking at things you hadn't looked at before, or looking at things you did look at before, but with new eyes and new context. That's the important thing is always stay on top of.
But it tells you some
just 'cause
important
you read something 10
information,
years ago
where it
doesn't mean,
is, how it works,
you're
shit
gonna
like
feel the
that.
same way about it now. Same way with movies or music or anything.
It's a magnet.
Let's go back and revisit those
Remember,
things.
they told you they put the chambers in, deep in, not in the pyramid,
how far you've
in the
come and
earth.
how much farther you need to go.
They put it. And he describes it.
Tablet number 4,
Pretty
the
good.
Spaceborn. Listen ye, O man, to the voice of wisdom. Listen to the voice of Thoth, the Atlantean. Freely I give to thee my wisdom, gathered from the time and space of this cycle. Master of mystery, son of the morning, living forever a child of the light. Shining with brightness, star of the morning, Thoth, the teacher of men, is of all. Long time ago, I in my childhood lay neath the stars on long buried Atlantis, dreaming of mysteries for above men, far above men. Then in my heart grew there a great longing to conquer the pathway that led to the stars. Year after year I sought their wisdom, seeking new knowledge, following the way, until at last my soul in great travail broke from its bondage and bounded away. Free I was from the bondage of earthmen. Free from the body, I flashed through the night. Unlocked at
He's
last
frolicking
was
in the
star
tulips now.
space. Free was I from the bondage of night. Now to the end of space sought I wisdom, far beyond knowledge of finite man.
I have been known to yell
Far
into the
into
speaker a
space
time or
my
two.
soul traveled freely, into infinity's circle
Don't
of
get me
light.
started.
Strange beyond knowledge were some of the planets, great and gigantic, beyond dreams of man. Yet found I law in all of its beauty, working through and among them as here among men. Flashed forth my soul through an infinity's beauty, far through space I flew with my thoughts. Rested I there on a planet of beauty,
Glenn's
strength of
seen
harmony filled all the air. Shapes there were, moving in order, great and majestic as stars in the night. Mounting in harmony, ordered equilibrium, symbols of the cosmic, like unto law. Many the stars I passed in my journey, many the races of men on their world, some reaching high as the stars of the morning, some falling low in the blackness of night. Each and all of them struggling upward, gaining the heights and plumbing the depths, moving at times in realms of brightness, living through darkness, gaining the light. Know, O man, that light is thy heritage. Know that darkness is only a veil. Sealed in time, heart is brightness eternal. Waiting the moment of freedom to conquer, waiting to rend the veil of night. Some I found who had conquered the ether, free of space were they while yet they were men. Using the force that is the foundation of all things, far in a space constructed they a planet. This sounds like Star Wars.
Electromagnetic.
This was like in a galaxy a long time ago,
Energy.
far away. Now he's just talking about there's all kinds of stuff that's from occult literature in Star Wars. There's just no denying. But this is pretty blatant right here, guys.
That chess sets.
I mean, a long time ago, galaxy far, far away, using the force that is the foundation of all things.
In your retracted message?
They constructed a planet, the Death Star, drawn by the force that flows through all, condensing, coalescing into ether, into forms they grew as they willed. I mean, that sounds like the fucking Emperor, doesn't it? Outstripping in science, they all of the races, mighty in wisdom, sons of the stars. Long time I paused, watching their wisdom. Saw them create from out of the ether cities, gigantic of rose and gold, formed forth from the primal element, base of all matter, the ether, far flung. Far the paths they yet conquered the ether. Freed themselves from the bondage
I think my
of toil.
long ass downstream is about ready to go back together.
Freed themselves from the bondage of toil. That means they freed themselves from, because that's what the Anunnaki, remember? Just like our listener pointed out, the similarities.
It's all right.
It
happens.
With these translations of these.
I suppose you're on a phone. I can't even hardly. It takes me a while to find the comment section on my phone.
The bondage of the toil. The bondage, that's what they're talking about. Humanity, the toil and bondage for.
I'm not good at it.
For eternity, on behalf of the Anunnaki.
I see y'all fighting with yours all day too.
And swiftly created, it grew. For them, my soul sped throughout the cosmos, seeing ever new things. And old, learning that man is truly space-born, a son of the sun, a child of the stars. Know ye, O man, wherever from ye inhabit, surely it is one with the stars. Thy bodies are nothing but planets revolving around their central suns.
Yep.
Or hearts.
Or hearts.
When ye have gained the light of all wisdom,
Josh got
free
that right,
shall ye be to shine in the ether. One of the suns that light outer darkness, one of the spaceborn grown into light. Just as the stars in time lose their brilliance, light passing from them into the great source, so, O man, the soul passes onward, leaving behind the darkness of night. Formed forth ye from the primal ether, filled with the brilliance that flows from the source. Bound by the ether coalesced around, yet ever inflamed until at last it is free. Lift up your flame from out of the darkness. Fly through the night, and ye shall be free. Travel I through space and time, knowing my soul at last was set free, knowing that now I might pursue wisdom, until at last I passed to a plane, hidden from knowledge, not known to wisdom, extension beyond all that we know. Now, oh man, when I had this knowing, happy my soul grew, for now I was free. Listen, ye spaceborn, listen to my wisdom. Know ye not ye too will be free. Know ye not that ye too will be free. Listen ye again, oh man, to my wisdom, that hearing ye too might live and be free. Not of the earth are you, earthy, but child of the infinite cosmic light. I like that. Not of the earth are ye, earthy, earthy. No, you're not of the earth, human. You're a child of the infinite cosmic light. You've been lied to and told that you're a child of the earth, and you're from no. You're a child of the infinite cosmic light. Boy, talk about something they don't want you to know right there. Know ye not, O man, of your heritage? Know ye not that you are truly the light? Son of the great sun when ye gain wisdom? Truly aware of your kinship with the light? Notice how that? You're the son of the great sun when you gain wisdom. Yet in ignorance, you're nothing. That's in a nutshell, isn't it, folks?
Yeah, pretty much.
Son of the great sun, when ye gain wisdom, truly aware of your kinship with light. Now to ye I give knowledge. Freedom to walk in the path I have trod. Showing ye truly how by my striving I trod the path that leads to the star. Hark ye, O man, and know of thy bondage. Know how to free thyself from the toil. Out of the darkness shall ye rise upward, one with the light and one with the stars. Follow ye ever the path of wisdom. Only by this can ye rise from below. Ever man's destiny leads him onward, into the curves of infinity's all. Know ye, O man, that all space is order. Only by order are ye one with the all. Order and balance are the law of the cosmos.
Yeah.
Follow and ye shall be one with the all. He who would follow the pathway of wisdom, open must he be to the flower of life, extending his consciousness out of the darkness, flowing through time and space into the all. Deep in the silence first ye must linger, until at last ye are free from desire, free from the longing to speak in the silence, conquered by silence the bondage of word, abstaining from eating until we have conquered desire for food, that is the bondage of soul. Then lie ye down in the darkness, close your eyes from the rays of the light, center the soul force in the place of your consciousness, shaking it free from the bonds of the night. Place in your mind the image that you desire. Place the picture that you desire to see and vibrate back and forth with your power. Loosen the soul from out of its night. Fiercely must thou shake with all of thy power, until at last your soul...
I don't have any idea how big it is, so I'm going to leave it big like that so they can fit it when I get it back to her, because like I said, she broke that and cut herself, gave herself 8 stitches on that. I don't know how long it was, so it's got to be finished with the actual piece it goes to.
Oh, my children, burning with color,
so I left it long,
music,
that way they can cut it down to the size.
Free.
A lot easier to cut it down than stretch glass.
Consciousness free is fused with the cosmic. One with the order and law of the all. Knew ye not, man, that out of the darkness light shall flame forth, a symbol of all. Pray ye this prayer for attaining of wisdom. Pray for the coming of light to the all.
Well, not tomorrow.
Mighty spirit of light that shines through the cosmos.
for most of the
Draw
day
my
anyway.
flame closer in harmony to thee.
I might come back
Lift
and
up
work
my
tomorrow
fire
night.
from out of the darkness.
I should.
Magnet of fire that
I
is
should come
one
back
with the
tomorrow
all.
night and finish that Star Wars set.
Lift up my
Because
soul
tonight
thou
I'm going to
mighty
finish
and
that
potent.
mushroom
Child
set
of the light, turn not away.
for Anna.
Draw me in power to melt in thy furnace, one with all things and all things in one. Fire of the life string.
Never enough time in the day, is there?
Ye have freed thy soul from its bondage.
I might go Thursday. I don't know. I'll talk to her.
Space may seek wisdom, bound not by the fetters forged in the flesh. Onward and upward into
She
the
wants more
morning,
marbles.
flash, O soul, to the realms of light.
I haven't made any.
Move thou in move thou in harmony. Freely shalt move with the children of light. Seek ye and know ye, my key of wisdom, thus, O man. Ye shall surely be free. Powerful stuff there. Powerful stuff there. Tablet number 4. Man, the more I read this stuff, it's unbelievable. I mean, you can really see where somebody who had access to this information totally turned this into all the major and into a total system of control. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Been watching this for us. Quite exciting today. It's been a good show. Anyway, showing some pretty crazy images and all that good stuff.
No, man, the Horlet master was never one with the children of men. Out of the ether, he called the substance and molded by the power of the Torah into the forms he made with his mind.
Got some good wedding cake going on.
Black yet not black, but dark like the space of time. Deep in its heart, the essence of light. Swiftly the timber grew to be, molded and shaped by the world of the dweller. Called from the formless into a form. Builded he then within it great chambers. Filled them with forms called forth from the ether. This sounds like, it's funny that he's making this sound like this is, I mean, okay, I read some a news report from the Rockwall Success newspaper where two of these guys went down into one of the subterranean chambers, I think underneath where the Rockwall, the old Rockwall courthouse is in downtown Rockwall. And there was this report where they found these two black marble pillars inside of this chamber that shone and shined like something from the Orient. Black granite sparkling. And it's funny they reference it, black yet not black, but yet black by the dark of space time. You know, I mean, it seems interesting in these different rooms that he built. Well, that's what the rock wall had found within. They found within the perimeter of the wall itself, they found room after room of different chambers and temple rooms and all of this stuff, all been covered up. And one of the pictures I saw of Quetzalcoatl, supposedly what Aslan was, what Quetzalcoatl created, which is Aslan means Atlantis, was that same exact type of structure. And of course, Quetzalcoatl and Thoth are supposed to be the same person there, as well as Hermes Trismegistus, the Christ-born Thoth, Hermes Trismegistus, and Quetzalcoatl. Now again, Quetzalcoatl was the master of two things: crystal working and metallurgy, alchemy. Well, two things have been found that relate to that with the rock wall. Number one, crystals, geopolymer crystals, 3 different types of crystals that don't exist around this area, brought together and made into a polymer that seals and holds the rocks of the wall together. Number two, an alloy wheel, a small alloy wheel that was made of copper, aluminum, tin, 4 packs of metals. I held it in my hand, was embedded into the wall. And just with that report, I remember reading the report and seeing these black pillars that just caught my attention there for a minute. I'll continue. But he's talking about building this, and I don't know why flashes as he's talking about building this temple using etherical energy and the ether to break. I don't know why. Just flashes of rock walls are coming in my head like this is connected. This is connected. This is connected with it. I'll try to follow those those little flashes when they come to you. Because I mean, believe me, man, I used to ignore them, but now 99% of the time they're right. Swiftly the temple grew into being, molded and shaped by the word of the dweller. Called from the formless into a form, built he then within it great chambers. Filled them with forms called forth from the ether, filled them with wisdom called forth from his mind. Formless was he within its temple, yet he was formed in the image of men. Dwelling among them, yet not of them, strange and far different was he of the children of men. Chose he then from among the people 3 who became his gateway. So he chose 3 people to incarnate into. Choose he the 3 from the highest to become his links with Atlantis. Messengers, they who carried his counsel to the kings of the children of men. Brought he forth others and taught them wisdom. Teachers, they to the children of men. Placed he them on the island of Undal to stand as teachers of light to men. Each of those who were thus chosen taught must he be for years 5 and 10. Only thus could he have understanding to bring light to the children of men. Thus there came into being the temple, a dwelling place for the master of men. I, Thoth, have ever sought wisdom, searching in darkness and searching in light. Long in my youth, I traveled the pathway, seeking ever new knowledge to gain. Until after much striving, one of the 3 to me brought the light. Brought he to me the commands of the dweller, called me from the darkness into the light. Brought he me before the dweller, deep in the temple before the great fire. There on the great throne beheld I the dweller, clothed with light and flashing with fire. Down I knelt before that great wisdom, feeling the light flowing through me in waves. Sounds like he met the light bringer, doesn't it? What else could it be? Heard I then the voice of the dweller, O darkness, come into the light. Long have ye sought the pathway to light. Each soul on earth that loosens its fetters shall soon be made free from the bondage of night. Forth from the darkness have ye risen. Closer approach the light of your goal. Here ye shall dwell as one of my children, keeper of records gathered by wisdom, instrument through of the light from beyond. Ready by now made to do what is needed. Preserver of wisdom through the ages of darkness that shall come fast on the children of men. Live thee here and drink of all wisdom. Secrets and mysteries unto thee shall unveil. Then answered I, the master of cycles, saying, O light that descended to men, give thou to me of thy wisdom, that I might be a teacher of men. Give thou of thy light, that I may be free. Spoke again then to me the master. Age after age shall ye live through your wisdom. I win o'er Atlantis, the ocean's wave roll, holding the light through hidden in darkness, ready to come whenever thou shalt call. I love how it talks about Atlantis as being something that it does not just exist one time. The way they talk about that, the reference that they refer that as there being multiple Atlantis. One of our listeners a couple weeks ago was referencing, that movie 2012 was being about the fall of Atlantis, a symbolic allegory for the fall of Atlantis, and sort of agree with that, and that very well could be what they're talking about here, because, John D. John Dee, his whole Enochian magic system, Enochian language system, was based on these pathways. That's a fact. So, it does give her a reason. I mean, John Dee was telling, some Francis Bacon about America being the new Atlantis, all that whole deal. But right there, they reference, this is supposed to be, this stuff that we're reading here is supposed to be after the fall of Atlantis anyway. So he's referencing Atlantis as being this thing where, it's something that periodically is built and then falls and then rebuilt again. And, it starts over.
Never been on the surface, Josh.
When over Atlantis, the ocean winds roll, holding the light, though hidden in darkness, ready to come whenever thou shalt call. Go thee now and learn greater wisdom. Go thou through light to infinity's all. Long then dwelt I in the temple of the dweller, until at last I was one with the light. Followed I then the path to the star plains. Followed I then the pathway to light. Deep into earth's heart I followed the pathway, learning the secrets below as above, learning the pathway to the halls of Amenti, learning the law that balances the world. The earth's hidden chambers pierced I by my wisdom, deep through the earth's crust into the pathway hidden for ages from the children of men. Unveiled before me ever more wisdom until I reached a new knowledge, found that all is part of an all, great and yet greater than all that we know.
1748.
We had that in the news tonight, didn't we? Searched I infinity's heart through all the ages. Deeper and yet deeper more mysteries I found. Now, as I look back through the ages, know I that wisdom is boundless, ever grown greater throughout the ages, one with infinities greater than all. Light there was in ancient Atlantis, yet darkness too was hidden in all. Fell from the light into the darkness some who had risen to heights among men. Proud they became because of their knowledge. Proud were they of their place among men. Deep delved they into the forbidden and opened the gateway that led to below. Sought they to gain ever more knowledge, but seeking to bring it up from below. He who descends below must have balance, else he is bound by lack of our light. Opened they then by their knowledge pathways forbidden to man. Built in his temple, all-seeing the dweller lay in his aguante, while through Atlantis his soul roamed free. Saw he the Atlanteans by their magic, opening the gateway that would bring to earth a great woe. Here we are talking about opening this gateway, opening up a portal. Fast fled his soul then back to his body. Up he arose from his aguante. Called he the three mighty messengers. Gave the commands that shattered the world. Deep neath earth's crust to the halls of Amenti, swiftly descended the dweller. Hauled he then on the powers of the seven lords, wielded, and changed the earth's balance. Sounds like a bullshit. Down sank Atlantis beneath the dark waves, shattered the gateway that had been opened, shattered the doorway that led down below. All of the islands were shattered except Unal, and part of the island of the sons of the dweller. Preserved he them to be the teachers, lights on the path for those to come after, lights for the lesser children of men. Called he then I talked before him, gave me commands for all I should do, saying, take thou, O Talk, all of your wisdom. Take all of your records, take all of your magic. Go thou forth as a teacher of men. Go thou forth reserving the records until in time light grows among men. Light shall thou be all through the ages, hidden with sound by enlightened hands. Over ours did we desire. Bring thou to give it or to take it away. Gather thou now the sons of Atlantis. Take them and flee to the people of the rock cave. Fly to the land of the children of Shem. Then gathered I the sons of Atlantis. Into the spaceship I brought all my records. I brought the records of sons of Atlantis. Gathered I all of my powers and instruments many of mighty magic. Up then we rose on wings of the morning. High we arose above the temple. Leaving behind the three and dwelling deep in the hall deep the temple. Closing the pathway to the lords of the castle. Yet ever for them that have known, open shall be the path to Enki. Fast fled we then on the wings of the morning, fled to the land of the children of Ham. There by my power I conquered and ruled them. Raised I to life the children of Ham, deep into rock I buried in spaces, waiting the time the land might be free. Over the spaceship erected a marker and shown the line and unto a name. There is the image what yet my spaceship. Hopefully that will be released on record. And his spaceship is underneath his spirit. So that's great. Well, I'm glad we know that now. Know ye, O man, that far in the future invaders shall come from out of the deep. Oh, really? Far in the future invaders shall come from out of the deep. Then awake, ye who have wisdom. Bring forth my ship and conquer with speed. Deep beneath the image lies my secret. Search and find in the pyramid I built. We will do that, sir. Each to the other is the keystone, each the gateway that leads into life. Follow the key I leave behind me. Seek, and the doorway to life shall be found. Seek thou in my pyramid, deep in the passage that ends in a wall. Seek thou in my pyramid, deep in the passage that ends in a wall. That's that video I was telling you about. Seek it at the door of life shall be found. That was that video I told you guys about last week. You find that again. Yeah, Great Pyramid, a strange sacred door at the top half in the Queen's Chamber. And I saw that reference last week from the tablet that we were reading from. But I'm going to drop it in careful again for you, that green video. You have to watch it, because that's exactly what he's talking about there. You read that thing again. Know ye, O man, that far in the future invaders shall come from out of the deep. Then awake ye who have wisdom. Bring forth my ship and conquer with me. Deep beneath the image lies my secret. Search and find in the pyramid I built. Each to the other is the keystone, each the gateway that leads into life. Follow the key I leave behind me. Seek, and the doorway to life shall be found. Seek thou in my pyramid. Deep in the passage that ends in a wall. That's in this video, you will see that's the passageway that ends in a wall. Look at a robot in there with a camera. And you can see it, it's a Star Trek. That's what he's talking about. It's there. And we're just ignoring it. I want to figure this out. I want to make all this happen. How do we do that? Do you have any ideas? Use thou the key of the seven, and open to thee the pathway for fall. Now unto thee I have given my wisdom. Now unto thee I have given my way. Follow the pathway, solve thou my secret. Unto thee I have shown the way. And that's the end of tablet number 5. The key of magic. Immortality song. Paragraph number 6. Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Hark the knowledge of powers forgotten. Long ago, in the days of the first man, warfare began between darkness and light. Men then and now were filled with both darkness and light, duality. And while in some darkness held sway, in others light filled the soul. Age-old in this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light, fiercely is it fought all through the ages using strange powers into the men. Again, I read this stuff and I was good. Look at the violator, that's really what power. Adepts have their day filled with the blackness, struggling always against the light. The others, there are, who filled with brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Wherever ye may be in all ages and planes, surely know that ye shall know of the battle with night. Long ages ago, the sons, S-U-N-S, the sons of the morning, descending, found the world filled with night. There in that past began the struggle, the age-old battle of darkness and light. Many in the time were so filled with darkness that only feebly flamed the light from the night. Some there were masters of darkness who sought to fill all with their darkness, and sought to draw others into their night. Fiercely withstood they, the masters of brightness. Fiercely fought they from the darkness of night. They sought ever to tighten the fetters, the chains that bind men to the darkness of night. Used they always the dark magic, brought into men by the power of darkness. Magic then shrouded man's soul with darkness. Banded together as in order brothers of darkness, they through the ages, antagonists they to the children of men, walked they always secret and hidden, found yet not found by the children of men. Wherever they walked and worked in darkness, hiding from the light in the darkness of night. Silently, secretly used they their power, enslaving and binding the souls of men. Unseen they come and unseen they go. Man in his ignorance calls them from below. Dark is the way of the dark brothers. They travel dark of the darkness, not of the light, traveling over the earth. They walk through man's dreams. Power they have gained from the darkness around them to call other dwellers from out of their plane in ways that are dark and unseen by man. Into man's mind space reach the dark brothers. Around it they close the veil of their night. There in its lifetime that soul dwells in bondage, bound by the fetters of the veil of the night. Mighty are they in the forbidden knowledge, forbidden because it is one with the night. Hark ye, old man, and listen to my warning. Be ye free from the bondage of night. Surrender not your soul to the brothers of darkness. Keep thy face ever turned towards the light. Know ye not, O man, that your sorrow only has come through the veil of the night? Aye, man, heed ye my warning. Strive ever upward. Turn your soul towards the light. The brothers of darkness seek for their brothers, those who travel the pathway of light. For well know they that those who have traveled far towards the sun in their pathway of light have yet another greater power to bind with darkness the children of light. Listen ye, O man, to he who comes to you. But weigh in the balance if his words be of light, because there are many who walk in dark brightness, and yet they are not children of the light. Really, it is the follow their pathway. And so again, something written by Yoda. It is the follow their pathway. It is the follow their pathway. But yet, oh man, he's my one of you. Well, the light comes to him who strives. Hard is the pathway that leads to wisdom. Hard is the pathway that leads to the light. Many shall find ye the stones in your pathway, many the mountains to climb towards the light. Yet know ye, O man, to him that overcometh, free will he be of the pathway of life. For ye know, O man, in the end light must conquer, when darkness and night be banished from light. Listen, O man, and heed ye this wisdom. Even as darkness, so is the light. When darkness is banished, and all veils are rended out, there shall flash from the darkness the light. Even as exist among men the dark brothers, so there exist the brothers of light. Antagonists they are of the brothers of darkness, seeking to free men from the night. Powers they have, mighty and potent. Knowing the law, they obey the planets. They work ever in harmony and order, freeing the man's soul from the bondage of night. Secret and hidden they also walk. Known not are they to the children of men. Ever have they fought, the dark brothers, conquered and conquered. Time without end, yet always light shall in the end be master, driving away the darkness of night. I, man, know ye this knowing, always beside thee walk with the children of night. Masters they of the sun power, ever unseeing, yet the guardians of men. Open to all is your pathway, open to he who will walk in the light. Free are they of dark Enki, free of the hall of their life reigns supreme. Sons are they and lords of the morning, children of the light to shine among men. Like man they are, and yet they are alike, yet divided were they in the past. One had they been in oneness eternal throughout all space since the beginning of time. Up did they come in the oneness with the all one, up from the first space, formed and unformed. Given to man, they have given to man secrets, that he shall guard and protect to him from all harm. He who would travel the path of the masters must be free from the bondage of night. Conquer he must the formless and shapeless. Conquer must he the phantom of fear. Knowing must he gain of all the secrets. Travel the pathway that leads to the darkness, yet before him keep the light of his goal. Obstacles great shall meet in his pathway, yet press on in the light of the sun. Hear ye, O man, the sun is the symbol of the light that shines at the end of thy road. Now to thee I give the secrets. Now to meet the dark power. Meet and conquer the fear from the night. Only by knowing can ye conquer. Only by knowing can ye have light. Now I give unto thee the knowledge, known to the masters. The knowing that conquers all the dark fears. Use this, the wisdom I give thee, master. Thou shalt be of the brothers of night.
Kind of wish it was summer again.
When unto thee comes a feeling, drawing thee nearer to the darker gate, examine thine heart and find if the feeling thou hast has come from within. If thou shalt find the darkness thine own thoughts, meaning if those thoughts belong to you, banish them from that place in your mind. Send through your body a wave of vibration, irregular first and regular second, repeating time after time until you are free from that thought. Start the wave force in your brain center. Direct it in waves from your head to your foot. But if you find that your heart is not darkened, be sure that a force is directed to thee. Only by knowing can thou overcome it. Only by wisdom can thou hope to be free. Knowledge brings wisdom, and wisdom is power. Obtain, and ye shall have power over all. Seek ye first a place bound by darkness. Place a circle around yourself. Stand erect in the midst of this circle. Use this formula, spell. Formula means spell. Use this formula, and you shall be free. Raise your hands to the dark space above you. Close your eyes and draw in the light. Call to the spirit of light through the space-time, using these words, and you shall be free. Draw a circle around yourself. Close your eyes. Imagine the light coming in and say, fill my body, O spirit of life, fill my body with spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness. Come from the halls where the seven lords rule. Name them by name. I, the seven. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. By their names I call them to aid me. Free me and save me from the darkness of life. Plutonus, Puteris.
Good idea. We'll put this on for tomorrow. Or maybe later. I'm going to go hit this with a hot shower before it tightens up real bad. I still got to drive to Denver back. I bid you adieu. Have a good day or good night. I may be back later. I don't know. I know I'm going to go on blast later. I just got to get this kink out of my back. Kicking my ass. All right, y'all. Have a good night.